Hello, once again. Thanks for tuning in. You're listening to World Combat Sports. What's good? And hopefully everyone is enjoying this evening. We're about to have a fight card on. You know what I'm saying? Middle of the week, the way it used to be. You know what I'm saying? You remember when we had Tuesday night fights? You know, we had Tuesday night fights. For those of you that was on deck back then, we had Tuesday night fights, y'all. You know, I just have to put that up there because I think it's always a good thing to have fights during the week, even if the card is light. I like it. You know, tonight, Brian Norman Jr., the assassin, was on deck. You know what I'm saying? He was on deck. Yeah, the same one who stepped in there and sparred Tank Davis for the third time. You know what I'm saying? Brian Norman Jr. out of the ATL. You know, the prototype from his pops, Brian Norman Sr., who also boxed professionally. But, you know, just repping the fighters out this A-Town. He was on deck tonight. Supposed to have been televised. But the last minute, or not the last minute, leading up to the fight pretty much, you know what I'm saying? You know, there was some conversation that took place. And certain people didn't like this, that, and the other. Allegedly about what happened with the Tank situation. So essentially for them to put Brian Norman Jr. on TV, and you know, it's still fresh in the minds of those, especially myself, who was down here in the ATL, who's seen the sparring. They probably, you know, they pretty much didn't want Brian Norman to get that shine tonight, being on TV and boxing, and people still understanding that, yeah, that's the one who went in there and gave Tank some solid work. I mean, it's the truth. It is what it is, but we never took anything away from Tank Davis. I always say, point blank period, that Tank Davis is a savage at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? He has his people around him that's moving him accordingly. He has the genius Floyd Mayweather Jr. And in this boxing game, I hope it's not a continuance as to what the speculation is. But you know, Brian Norman, man, he earned a 5th round knockout tonight. A 5th round knockout. And from my understanding, he gave old boy 4th of July. You know what I'm saying? When we in March. You know, so his pops is going to try to get the fight. You know what I'm saying? Because they was being very strict, which it happens at fights. You know what I'm saying? It happens in the fight game. I'm not going to lie. It happens. Well, he was recording the fight, and they pretty much told him to stop recording, even though the fight wasn't televised. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fight wasn't televised. So why can't you record? Allow the fight to be recorded. That's his son. Like, he can't record the fight. So that was a big deal. you know, his manager, you know, from my understanding, received word that it was going to be some bullshit tonight. And pretty much that's what happened, because he was supposed to be televised tonight. He was supposed to have been you know, on the main card, on Showbox, Lou DiBella card. And, you know, once they was on deck, you know, the word was already out. They pretty much told him, you're going to be the first card. So they made him fight first. They made Brian Norman fight first. The reason why I got 20-0 and 16 knockouts up there, because before he stepped into the ring, he's 18-0, right? 15 knockouts. So therefore, it's a no contest that's on his record from Mexico. And sometimes when you go to Mexico, sometimes the opponent don't show up, or for whatever reason, He probably knocked the guy's chin into the upper room on top of the roof over there. And he said, "No, no sé, amigo, and we can't put this on box rec. No, it's almost a homicide." So therefore, you see a no contest on this record. From what my understanding, what coach was telling me is that they're working diligent, and that may come back on this record too. So with the win tonight, and that, I just put them at 20-0, 16 knockouts. It might be more knockouts than that. It might be one more knockout on there. From the one that was no contest. But yeah, man, that's what happened tonight. If for those of you who was watching and waiting for him to be on TV, that isn't going to happen. He already fought tonight. So the main card that you're going to see at 9 p.m. is going to be those individuals who they chose to be on television. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, Brian Norman's still young in the game, man. He has a lot of boxing landscape ahead of him to travel. He has plenty more deployments. This ain't shit. Like, unfortunately, man, like, stuff like this can happen in boxing. Serious. Blackballing somebody can happen in boxing. I'm not saying it's blackball. All right. That's a kind of harsh terminology, because in order for someone to be blackballed, so to speak, I would consider it to be more than one time that you are able to have access to do something, or you are privy, or you're able to be a part of, but yet you're denied by somebody else because of something that's unrelated. You know what I'm saying? How they feel about you, what they see, whatever the case may be. But shout out to Team Brian Norman Jr., the assassin, man. Let me see who's in the building, man. Shout out to Mark Nash in the building. Salute to you. What's good, man? Y'all be sure to check out Mark Nash, man. Check out Breaking Beats over there. 3 Instinct, if that's your name. 3 Norman won world. Yeah, he won. 5th round knockout. He said, "Wow, that's crazy. They want limited exposure." Yep, for sure. You know how boxing is. Who he's rolling with. Who's rolling with, man. I'm disappointed in Stefan Espinoza. If this true, it's true. Oh, it's true. I just got off the phone with the peeps. Good job, Coach Lopez. Yeah, rest in peace, Coach Lopez, for sure. Granite City Boxing, for sure. Shout out to his boys too. K Champ, Najee, Hakeem. Shout out to all his freaking sons that's up there. Shout out to Money Brown TV in the building. Salute World Combat Sports, man. Salute. I was over there watching y'all cook early, man. Keep on cooking. King Mitch, Combat, what up? What's good? What's good, man? What's good with you? The fight card is going to be coming on. Aaron Jones, what's good? Shout out to WCS. Shout out to you, bro. Yeah, it's going to be on at 9 p.m. I just came on here to talk some boxing shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not mentioning no names of Stefan Espinoza, because I myself communicate with people with the PBC. Real talk. I just talked to. I had 2 calls today. So I myself speak to certain individuals that's associated with PBC, and they have some big cards that's en route that Brian Norman is going to be fighting on. He's going to be a part of another big card that's coming down the line this year real soon. So you're going to see him on a televised card next. You know what I'm saying? So don't take it and run with it and saying, well, Showbox was blackballing him and throwing him on the shelf. No, he's not on the shelf. It's just this fight right here, they probably knew Brian Norman was going to shine tremendously. So being that he did earn a 5-round knockout, they kind of put it out there like, it was a timeout session. We're going to put you on timeout a little bit. Because the shit's still smoldering from when you came down here to the A. You know what I'm saying? When Tank came down here to the A, rather. Shit's still smoldering about that sparring session. And that's how That's how social media, that's how YouTube is utilized in the right way. Because people be looking. I was the only YouTube channel that was at the sparring session, that talked boxing at that time. So therefore, all the people who use the video, just little old channel me, little old World Combat Sports. That little small video made it up everywhere, and people started looking at it. And you had some people on Tank side that didn't like it. You had other people who did like it. You had those individuals that you don't hear about that want to see them two fight. You know what I'm saying? It's just so much that was surrounding like little old YouTube. But when used properly with the right people to promote it and all the channels that he was on to get his name out there, it worked out good. A lot more people know who Brian Norman is. And that's the way it's supposed to be. That's the good positive aspect of the YTC. When exposure happens like this, people know who he is. They know Brian's a dog. Man, they know he's legit. He's official. He ain't just been official off that sparring session. He's been official for a long time. So just stay tuned. It's some big fight cards in the works for PBC. It's some big fight cards in the work for PBC. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I bring back out my PBC jacket. You know what I'm saying? And you can't get that PBC jacket online. That's all I'm gonna say. I continue my grind. You know what I'm saying? But shout out the assassin, Teen Norman Jr. You know what I'm saying? His pops, his brother, Coach Barry, all them cats, man, going into another fight and getting that victory and in dominating fashion. Appreciate you. Real talk. So Brian at this particular fight, from my understanding, he was at 47. He was at 47, but he can get down to 40. You know what I'm saying? But this fight right here was at 47. If you look at his box rec, they have him as a welterweight. This fight was fought at welterweight. You know what I'm saying? So right now, I would truthfully tell you that he's fighting at 147. 147 it is. In fact, you was the only one who was there. I followed your channel because of that sparring, because of how you broke the sparring down. Hey, man, Dion Washington in the building. Salute to you. I appreciate that, Aaron. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. The small shit that turned into big shit. It's all boxing, But stay tuned, man. I don't really like to inflate the balloon and put it out there and let it float around for a little bit on boxing news, but it's going to be some very solid boxing coming up in the next 30, 40 days. There's going to be some very good boxing coming up, man. Real talk. You got Triller that's going to be down here in the ATL. I'm going to be honest. I don't know how that's going to play out because I don't like confirming stuff, but I did get off the phone with someone who's actually a part of Triller, and we're supposed to have a Zoom call. So I'm working on, being on deck for that Triller if everything goes right, hopefully. But I usually don't put that shit out until it's happening. That's next month. I'm not saying it's official or anything, okay? I'm just saying that I'm working on some shit. I'm working on shit. And also trying to work on some stuff with PBC also. And, some stuff with Top Rank. But at the end of the day, man, you do have people that will attempt to hinder your progress, man, where you're trying to go in boxing. So you got to keep on low crawling and keep your shit moving forward. Boxing ain't gonna never stop. L Dub in the building. Salute to you. Y'all be sure to check out L Dub, man. You know what I'm saying? The press play, the media press play, channel. You want to know what all the fights at? The fights you may not tune into. Check them out. You know what I'm saying? He give a breakdown of fights, who's fighting, and so forth. So check his channel out. Subscribe, man. World, have Brian ever got work and with Boots? I don't know if he received work with Boots or not, but I know they have the same manager. All right, they have the same manager, Cameron, and I will ask them that. You know what I'm saying? I'll ask them that. That's a good question. I don't know, to be honest. Good victory by Norman Jr. Mean Machine was the only other guy to stop Whitaker. Um, I didn't even talk about his, opponent Whitaker, who stepped in there with two undefeated opponents. You know what I'm saying? He's been in there with two undefeated opponents. And yeah, he went in there with the Mean Machine, the one who basically was able to touch Crawford up just a little bit. But Whitaker was a solid opponent. Some of these guys show up against those opponents with O's on their record. He tried to do that with Brian Norman. But anybody who knows Brian and seen him train, he can be a very tenacious type individual. Like those particular guys that don't say much, but they'll let the intensity out just the same. You got some guys that got to talk themselves up to giving you that intensity. He don't have to. Like he just come through the door. He start to warm up. He get it in, and then when it's time to show out, he show out. I mean, he's cut from a different cloth, man. You can tell by his dad. His dad is the one that's vociferous. You're gonna hear his dad talk that shit. He said, "I'll talk for my son. My son don't have to talk." He told Tank, he said, "If you want to hurt me through my son." Who does that? A father who cares. That's who does. A father who knows what he got. You know what I'm saying? He said, "You want to hurt me, Tank? Hurt me through my son. Give my son that work. Do that. Don't be talking to me. Don't tell me all that. Give my son that." Hopefully Norman can get on Boots' card April 10th. He has a card coming up. He's gonna be on TV next. He has a card coming up. I'll be sure to let you know. You know what I'm saying? We was talking about it just before I went on live. He has a televised card that he's gonna be on. And I'm looking forward to that Ennis Boots card too, because it's his time, so to speak. Because just maybe a couple of fights ago, people was like, it's time for Boots to step up. It's time for Boots to step up. You know what I'm saying? When you have over 20 wins, people are looking for you to step up. But then again, they don't know what was going on behind the scenes with Victory Boxing when he was tied. Whatever's going on with that shit legality, with Chris Menendorf and being the camera, it is a big fiasco. You just have to communicate with those people behind. But it seems like he's starting to spread his wings a little bit, getting some good fights. It's going to be interesting with Sergey Lipinets. You know what I'm saying? Very tough fighter. I don't want to say he's going to be a punching bag for Boots Ennis, but if Ennis uses his speed and movement right, it should be a lopsided fight. But I'm going to say this again. He's moved up in weight. He went 12 rounds with Mikey Garcia after being knocked down in the 7th. He's a tough fighter. Is he something special that I'm saying Boots is going to have trouble with? I'm saying Boots shouldn't have trouble with Lipinets. He shouldn't. Not the way not the way Ennis, the cachet that he has. Like Ennis can box. And he has the speed. So in my opinion, I would give Lipinets maybe 3 rounds. You know what I'm saying? 2 or 3. But Ennis should go in there and give a good showing. He has to. Seriously, he has to. He can't be up against the ropes with Lipinets. I hope his cardio is good because Lipinets love to press forward. He's a pressure fighter. He had Mikey Garcia boxing off the back foot the entire fight until Mikey caught him. Mikey parried and then caught him with that left. But, he got right back up. And, finish the fight on his feet. But, you know what I'm saying? I mean, this is 47, not 40. That's who Mikey Garcia picked up that belt from at 40. It was Sergey Lipinets. But now, it's all Boots. We want to see Boots on deck, man, and go for this title run. Yes, indeed. We want to see him go for this title run. It's time. I don't know if y'all heard, um, Errol Spence, arrived again on social media. If anybody knows Errol Spence, just tell him to stay off social media, until his next fight. Because really, look, it's boxing fans out here that want to talk about one of the biggest fights in boxing. We want to hear about the biggest fight in boxing. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the biggest fights if it goes down at the right time. And that's Spence Crawford, right? We want to basically immerse ourselves and be invested in reporting on this potential. Because you're talking about two high caliber boxers. You know what I'm saying? And Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. And right now, being at their competitive edge in their career, we definitely want to see them fight potentially for the unification. But we don't want to see that unification just for the WBO, IBF, and the WBC. We want it for all the dang collective belts. Somehow, some way, that shit has been fragmented and frayed for whatever reason. Because Manny Pacquiao went on recess, and then they elevated Yordenis Ugas with an email and said, "Hey, Yordenis, ¿cómo está? Here's your title. Your second title is dos title. Enjoy." So Yordenis Ugas has to fight someone credible to have that respect with picking up that title, because it was an email title. I got to call it for what it is. Disputing, the one that popped dirty for pads, Yordenis Ugas slid in there, email title, next in line. So now that he has this WBA, right? He's a super champion. I really want him to fight somebody that's credible. We know if he fight Crawford, he's losing. Period. If Yordenis Ugas fights Terrence Crawford, he's losing. Period. If he fights Errol Spence, he's losing. Period. So the one thing they can do to basically provide him any type of justification as a champion is to put him in there with somebody with a decent name. And from what I'm hearing, Mikey Garcia and Manny Pacquiao might fight, right? After the Ryan Lion Garcia was up here telling people he wanted Gervonta and then Pac. So Mikey Garcia might be fighting Pac. Then we turn around. We have to find someone for Yordenis Ugas that's reputable. Keith Thurman. Look, I think Keith Thurman is really the perfect individual to step in there with Yordenis Ugas. It used to be his belt that Yordenis hasn't earned yet. So what better circle of life is to bring Keith Thurman back in here to fight motherfucking Yordenis Ugas? Yes, Manny Pacquiao beat him. He's on recess because he want to go over here and fight somebody else, and he hasn't even fought in a couple of years. So why not bring Keith Thurman back in this motherfucker? Why not? Because that sets us up for if Keith Thurman, if Yordenis Ugas is able to defeat Keith Thurman, validated. Okay, cool. He did with Pacquiao. He handed Keith Thurman his second loss. If Keith Thurman goes in there and beat Yordenis Ugas, it puts him back in the equation with the power play. He's able to now say, okay, let me go over here and fight Crawford. Or Crawford can say, let me fight Keith Thurman. Or Errol Spence. Whoever's got the juice, so to speak. So one of those two guys can face Keith Thurman, one of the original unified champions. That would bring a lot more positive light to the welterweight division if Keith Thurman can be put back in the equation. Real talk. I don't want to see any outsiders. We know we're not going to see Danny Garcia. We're not going to see Sean Porter anytime soon. We're not going to see none of those guys. The one that I would like to see really, with only one loss on his record, is Keith Thurman stepping there with Yordenis Ugas. That's it. I don't want to see Sean Porter in there with Ugas. I don't want to see Danny Garcia. I don't want to see none of them. Just Keith Thurman. Because he was a primary player several months ago. Well, I say years ago. Several months ago. He was a primary player. Seriously. D. Hodges in the building, salute. Miss say Lipinets has solid power. He didn't look good versus Clayton though. Ennis should win the fight. We'll have to see in what fashion Boots does it in. I know he's looking to be spectacular. Lipinets is credible. He is credible. I agree with you. Lipinets is credible. But look, the way Boots Ennis, the speed he has, the only thing I'm concerned about, and remember, to bookmark it, the one thing that I'm concerned about is Lipinets' pressure, right? If he gets into this mode where he's going to pressure Boots Ennis, like you said, he didn't look that good against Clayton, but you know, he may be still filling the division out. I'm not going to make excuses for Sergey Lipinets, but he is a pressure fighter who will be trying to make a statement in there against Boots also. Boots moving around, boxing off his back foot. He is going to fatigue just a little bit. And like Mitch just said, Lipinets has respectable power, bro. You got to respect his power. And that's about it. I respect more on Boots' technical arsenal that he's able to authoritate. I respect that more as an entire package to go in there and win a unanimous decision against Lipinets, and Lipinets maybe win 2 or 3 definitive rounds. If that shit is any closer, people are gonna start to put their optimism, their huge volume of optimism. Oh man, Boots is not. But this is boxing, people. Some fighters have good fights on the big stage, some don't. We'll see what happens. D Hodges, what's good? What's good, D Hodges? How you feeling? Lion Killer Podcast in the building. Salute to you, my brother. Y'all be sure to check him out, man. Check out Lion Killer Podcast. Thurman will beat Ugas. Yes, for sure. For sure. But the reason why I want Thurman in the mix, Thurman is a good promoter, a self-promoter. His language, his bravado, his machismo, his cadence when it comes to a fight is great for boxing. He just don't have a belt right now. So therefore, in order to put, Thurman can really mix up and bring back that minutia that we're looking for in the welterweight. He can bring that shit back. He can light that motherfucking fire. Because right now, that shit is absolutely a shoebox with a couple of pennies in it. I'm telling you, bro. Like this welterweight division, the two people that are the primary players right now are very poor self-promoters. The only time they promote shit is when a fight isn't scheduled. They bumped into each other with Bob Arum. Even with the amount of company that they had on that spot right there, they still couldn't make the fight happen. You had Bob Arum, Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, and everybody else. You still couldn't make the fight happen. Now Errol Spence jumps on here and he starts talking about the 70-30 shit again. You know what I'm saying? The 80-20. Whatever bullshit he was talking. Why keep making it about money and not the fight? Where did this come from? Like, I haven't heard any new IG videos or Twitter on Terrence Crawford saying anything, right? So why come out here and talk about 80-20, 70-30, 60-40, but no 50-50 though. No 50-50. But now he want to take it all the way down to a disrespectful. I don't get where Errol Spence is going with this fight. That's why we need Keith Thurman back in the fray. We need him in the squad, the lineup. Keith Thurman can talk that talk right now. Because for one, he's been unified before. He lost his title to Manny Pacquiao. And he's saying he's hungry to get back in the damn fight. So bring Keith Thurman. He's with PBC. Goddamn, make something happen. Have Keith Thurman go in there against Ugas, man. Ugas know he received the belt via inbox. That's what you get. If you ain't fighting a champion or fighting for a vacant or whatever, cool. You get what you get. So bring Keith Thurman in there to fight Yordenis Ugas. Y'all don't want Keith Thurman to pick up a title again. Man, oh man, he has a very opportunity to levitate his career. If Keith Thurman can win his title back, WBA, and go in there and set up a fight with Crawford, and then the winner of that fight Spence for the undisputed, that would be absolutely phenomenal. Believe me when I tell you that shit, it couldn't have played out more from what we experienced with this bullshit welterweight warehouse. This motherfucking abandoned junkyard. It's just like you can go there and pick up some parts. That shit'll take you up the road just a little bit and then for a breakdown. That's just how the boxing talk is with Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. It'll take you up the road, but that shit gonna break down. You have to get out that motherfucker, jump the fence, and try to call up a friend who ain't picking up. Man, you on motherfucker, you like this picture, you like that picture, you ain't picking up, I'm broke. I'm telling you, man. That's the welterweight division. Don't bring Thurman back. Let him stay on the mountain with the flu. Man, Thurman, man, we need him back. We need him back. You know what I'm saying? We need him to fill this quota. You know what I'm saying? We need him in the quota of the welterweight division right now. Undisputed is a big deal. Spence and Crawford both wanted to become undisputed welterweight champions, but I personally don't give a F about undisputed. I just rather see them fight each other. I mean, that's a lot of people, but I think a bit of your frustration is, Mitch, is that it's been reciprocated so much and it only turned out to be recycled trash. You know, it goes right to the trash bin. Boom, that conversation ain't happening. If we can have a legitimate, solid conversation on something that we know that's about to come to fruition, then I think we'll all be more happy. But we're not going to be happy because Spence keep jumping on here, you know, talking about 60-40, 7-30. Which one, bro? I mean, just leave it alone. Don't even mention the money no more. Just leave it alone, bro. And why go down to 20%? It makes no point to go down to 20%. What has Terrence Crawford did in between time for him to keep on mentioning Errol Spence saying, okay, forget 60-40. Let's talk about 70-30 a little bit more right now. Forget that. Let's talk about 70-30. Let's throw that in there for people to talk about. I just think it's so childish, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think the shit that Errol Spence is doing is just too childish, you know, because it's not even bringing the fight anywhere closer. You know, it's just like he's up here playing Looney Tunes and shit. Now 70-30 is something when Terrence Crawford hasn't said, did anything, you know, you was mad about him saying he don't need you for his legacy, which is true. Now you keep on mentioning 70-30 in the equation. $80-20. I hope these young killers like B&J, Shakur, Boots Ennis, etc. don't turn into businessmen like EJ. What I mentioned on my other post was that I want to see more black fighters take risk. Right? And then, you know, thinking about the process, and I kind of refrain from mentioning the apprehensiveness of it all, you know, all the obstacles they're going to have in play. I was looking at it like, well, you know, if they choose to take risk, are we going to get some shit like we experienced tonight? Like, will black fighters get to a point where they want everything? They want to be that guy. They're willing to take risks. Like Shakur Stevenson, he moved up from 26, and when he got to 30, he wanted the winner at the WBO between Heron and Frampton. He want that shit. And then when the fight fell out between Burchell and freaking Oscar Valdez, he wanted to step in and take that shit. He said, let's go. I am talking about that. Like, he is basically saying, I will do it. I'll fight. We're not giving the, oh no, I need 8 weeks training camp. Just give me 8 weeks and I'll be fine. Rumble, young man, rumble. We're not talking about that. We just talking about black fighters taking a risk more often to do stuff that no one's expecting. No one expected Tank Davis at this point in time, being that they was considering him to be small, to move up to 140. Even though it's nothing official, no one was expecting that move. But if you go to the fights and talk to certain people, he was on Tank's undercard in San Antonio. Regis was on Tank's undercard. I was speaking to somebody not too long ago. I said, look, when I was there, Regis and Tank Davis wasn't beefing like that. That wasn't the talk. It wasn't no goddamn contentiousness or animosity between Regis Prograis and Tank Davis on that fight week. Nothing. This shit just came to the damn surface again. It's getting repetitive to hype up a potential fight in the future. I'm telling you. But they're not, how you put it? I don't want to say they're not doing it correctly. But to the fight fans, I can see if Regis had a potential to step in there with Tank next and not Barrios. Barrios is more than likely going to be the opponent that's going to step in there with Tank next. So him and Regis having a beef, just like Adrian Broner and Regis had a beef when he was in the WBSS, World Boxing Super Series, and he jumped out for a minute and say the money wasn't right. So Adrian Broner said, I'll come down to 40 and beat your ass. I'll fuck you up. And, Regis was talking that shit. So now this is the second stablemate. First, it was Adrian Broner. Now is turned over to Tank Davis, who's going back and forth with Regis. But the one thing I like about Regis, though, he's all about that work. He said, okay, give it. Let's go. I'm all about it. Let's go. Let's make the fight. I'll fight you. And that would be a fight people go out and see. I'm serious. That fight, Regis and Gervonta Tank Davis, will be a brutal fight. Believe me when I tell you. If you think Josh Taylor, what he was able to do to Regis' eye and what Regis was able to do to Josh Taylor's eye, you ain't seen nothing yet if Regis Prograis and Tank Davis fight, because they don't move their head a lot. It's going to come down to who's more durable, who has, I'm not even going to put heart into it, because I know for a fact Regis and Tank got heart. It's just going to come down to who has the better offensive and defensive strategy, who goes about the war the correct way to conquer it. That's what it's going to come down to. It's not going to come down to who has more heart, because they got heart, period. Spence has mentioned undisputed his goal, which is cool. I just wanted them boys to fight. Whoever wins can easily get that other belt. The way it's looking, both are moving up soon. That's all we're trying to say. That's all we're trying to say. We're trying to say, give us something, give us HOPE. That's all we want. We want HOPE to go along with this anxiety. You know what I'm saying? We have this anxiety for some people that's leading to PTSD. Give me Spence, give me Crawford. However you choose to, please give me that fight before I'm too old to know what it's about. I don't want to be sitting in hospice care and somebody come over there, hey, Scotty, how you doing? You know them two guys, Crawford and Spence, we always talk about. They're fighting today. For real? Man, I'll just catch it on YouTube. Fuck it. Motherfucker, I say, man, I'll just catch it on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Now I remember I used to talk about them two way back when, and now they finally fighting. Man, I'm not trying to go through that process, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Sheed in the building, what's good, man? Salute to you. But that's a fight we definitely want to see right there. But I think what shakes it all up is Keith Thurman. He is the mouthpiece. He is the energy. Keith Thurman can come in here and shake things up. I really believe that him fighting Crawford or Spence with a belt, that's a money fight for a lot of people. That's more attention on the welterweight division. It is, man. That will bring so much light to illuminate a division that's really, I mean, it's just like an abandoned. I keep using the same thing. It's just so much that's not going on. It's just like an empty closet, man. Like it has hangers up in there, but it's no wardrobes in there. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that you can open and crack the door open and say, damn, that's tight right there. Okay. And let me dust this off a little bit. Okay. Close that motherfucker back. It's nothing on the hangers, man. What are we looking for? Shit is not in there. So somebody relay the message to Spence. Please stop coming on here, you know, saying the same shit all the time. 60, 40, 70, 30. You know, we really don't want to hear it no more. 80, 20, 90, 10. We just want to know if Keith Thurman is going to come back, who Yordenis Ugas is going to fight. Is Spence going to fight somebody reputable next? You know, he's used up all, you know, all the top tier opponents, really. That has a big name. He used up Sean Porter. He's used up Danny Garcia. So therefore, you can't go to Mikey Garcia for a rematch. Nobody wants that shit. Then you turn around and look at the bigger names, like Keith Thurman has been a champion. And then you include Pacquiao. But Pacquiao, you know, he's on recess right now, kicking rocks. So if him and Mikey Garcia fight, people watch it. Because you got the Filipino nation and you got the Mexican fan base that's going to be on deck for that. So that's a sleeper when it comes to a money fight. Mikey Garcia going to get his money. Manny Pacquiao going to get his money. That's what I'm telling black fighters, man. You gotta have fights like this. Seriously. Both of these guys are going to get paid handsomely and no titles involved. Mikey Garcia is going to get paid pretty decent, and Manny Pacquiao, of course. So that leads us to the starting lineup. We have Crawford, Ugas, Thurman, Spence. Now the big question is when? When will it all happen? And then look at the 140-pound division. It's so much potential that's waiting in the chute for this freaking undisputed. I'm serious, man. It's so many people that's waiting. So many people that's waiting for these belts to unify so they can get their shot. Stay close to that junior welterweight division. It's only a matter of time, man, for that shit explode. They have a lot of talent in that division. You know, stay close to some of these names that's on the come up. And that shit's going to light your fire. I'm telling you. And then, you know, of course, you got the 135-pound division. 2021 is going to say a lot about this division. 2021 is going to say a lot about this division. Because after the unified champion, the undisputed champion, defeats George Kambosos, we're going to be sitting at a live gate. You know, we have the vaccine out to the public. You're able to take the shot. So therefore, we're going to have these places opening back up with a live gate. NYC is opening back up. Florida's been opening. GA is open. I'm talking about we got fights down here all the fucking time. There's so many places that's going to be opening back up. And we're going to start to get these fights. It's not going to be the same story that we're hearing. It's a money thing. If Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford rolls out of 2021 and there's no talk of them fighting, I mean, I hope to God when I'm hearing that Terrence Crawford may potentially move up to 54, I hope he does that. Dare to be fucking great. If I was Terrence Crawford, I'd start calling out Jermell Charlo if you want that smoke, if you damn to be great. You think nobody will pay to see Terrence Crawford fight Jermell Charlo? Hell yeah, they'll pay to see that shit. But it'll be two black fighters in there fighting for a championship, daring to be great. Charlo defending his straps, and then Terrence Crawford attempting to become a full-weight world champion. And also, if he even gets that golden egg, a second division is undisputed. I know that's huge. I know that's a huge leap of faith, but I'm just putting it out there for boxing talk. You know what I'm saying? And then, it's only a matter of time for the 130-pound division. The IBF title is vacant. We got Oscar Valdez coming out, one of the most brutal knockouts this year. Man, come on already. Come on already, bro. Who do y'all want to see Oscar Valdez fight? He was up here talking about he'll fight motherfucking Shakur Stevenson, just like Ryan Garcia said he'll fight Gervonta, but all of a sudden that language disappeared, vaporized. So we have to get back to the core of the little integrity boxing has and hold Oscar Valdez accountable. Oscar, come on, man. Shakur Stevenson is a reputable name to step in the ring with you. We should be caring a little bit more about Carl Frampton and Jamel Herring. But either way it goes, I hope Shakur Stevenson either get that WBC shot, IBF shot, or the WBO shot. Whatever's going on with that WBA, I couldn't fucking tell you. I couldn't tell you. I can tell you what's going on with the WBA regular title at 140, but I could tell you about that 130. And then check this out. Gary Russell Jr. at 126, man. Arguably, I don't know how people are going to look at this. Vargas is a multi-division champion, moving up. And now you're facing the longest reigning world champion and Mr. Gary Russell Jr., which is going to be a very solid opponent. People choose to criticize Gary Russell for who he's fighting. You can't do that with Ray Vargas. You're not going to be able to do it. It's a solid opponent. He's coming in there to make a name. He's coming in there to take the belt from the longest reigning champ in boxing. Hey, it's going to be a good fight, and goddamn it, I'm tuning in. I'm tuning in. And Ray Vargas' experience, Gary Russell's experience, man, this shit is going to be fire. This shit is going to be fire, y'all. Spence versus Ugas does 200, though, maybe. Oh, 200. Hey, you might be right, man, but I don't know, man. Ugas, just because he has a belt, it'll do 200. Just because Ugas has a belt. If we was getting that freaking Sean Porter, Sebastian Formella type shit for nothing, just for a green light on your ledger, on your win record, I mean, no, we wouldn't even talk about it. But since it's down for unification, yeah, potentially 200 for sure. Mario said, "What's up? What's up?" Damn, I miss Norman Jr. Norman them is watching the fights, man. I'm just staying on live enough for the fights to go on. Of course, you got Brandon Lee that's in the building and some other fighters. But I just came on a little early to talk about my boy Brian Norman Jr. out the ATL, a dog. I can't even say him a dog because he's like a motherfucking Kodiak. But yeah, 5th round knockout. Depending on how they move and the results of the fights, both Spence and Crawford can possibly get the Canelo fight down the line. To be honest with you, somebody who I would rather see get the Canelo fight before any Crawford or Spence, I would want to see Mauro Charlo get that work. I would want to see the Charlo brothers, period, get that. Preferably Mauro Charlo. Because Mauro Charlo is a 2-division champion. He, in my opinion, he has did very little at 160. You know what I'm saying? He fought a good fight, a solid fight against Sergey Derevyanchenko. But I'm waiting for him to step up against that name, man. We need that name, just like, you know, every sports car you got in your driveway. We need you to shine, to flash, all that shit. We need for you to go heavy on Canelo Alvarez. Don't make no more excuses. We don't want to hear no shit about vaccine. We don't want to hear shit about age. We don't want to hear about nothing except you stepping up, taking a risk, daring to be great, and trying to get that fight with Canelo Alvarez. I want to see Mauro Charlo get that shit. I think it'll be a solid fight, y'all. It's do or die. Jermell Charlo already took the L. But what did he do with it? He came back and he knocked Tony Harrison out in the 11th. That's called redemption. That's called avenging. And who gonna have bragging rights the next time they go off on one another on IG? Mauro Charlo. Because Mauro Charlo gonna look at it like this. He gonna say, okay. He said, you might have 2 divisions, but I got 1. I'm undisputed. I'm undisputed, brother. So who's really the bigger Charlo? You may have two divisions, but then his brother gonna look at him like, well, who did you fight at 160? You know what I'm saying? I'm undisputed. Undisputed. Y'all, what y'all gonna downplay Jermell Charlo undisputed? You can't do that. You got to give him his credit, man. You got to say, okay, he fought Jason Rosario, made him do the goddamn earthworm and the newborn baby kick. You know, I don't know what the fuck he had going on. The motherfucking the grounded electric slide. I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but he beat him. He fought him. And now he has one more, Castano. So we'll see what happened with that. And once again, we're still waiting on Deontay Wilder, who should his legal between him and Fury should be over in upcoming weeks. We should hear a conclusion to Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury situation. And then it's going to give us a little bit of calendar window to say, okay, this is who Tyson Fury's fighting, this is who Deontay Wilder fighting, if they're not fighting one another. But my biggest question to that is, it just brought me back to something else I meant to reiterate with the listeners. But my biggest question to that scenario is, if Tyson Fury says he doesn't want to fight Deontay Wilder ever, he should vacate. I wonder who will get the title? Deontay Wilder fight for the title. The WBC on how they handle the shit with Franchon Cruz de Zern and Jimenez when she popped positive, and then Mauricio was like, we're just not gonna give back the belt. She's gonna have to fight somebody. I'm like, what? The girl popped dirty. The WBA did what they supposed to do the right way. WBC acting like she needed to fight somebody to get her WBC back. So I'm not putting too much into Deontay Wilder. If Tyson Fury doesn't fight him or loses this mediation, whatever the case, and he doesn't want to step in the ring, what would be the recourse for that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we looking at? We see Deontay Wilder, Andy Ruiz for the WBC. That'll be a good fight. I see Andy Ruiz done put up some pictures. He's sitting up here like he been squatting 315, for 8 reps a day. I just want to see, Wilder get back in the ring. I give a damn about what Fury's next choice is. If he wants to go over there and fight Anthony Joshua without that WBC, cool, go ahead. But I'm really not trying to see him come out this arbitration or what have you with the WBC belt and go over there to the UK and fight for all the belts. No, I do not. I'm not supporting that shit. Don't call me a hater. None of that shit. I'm thinking more so of the U.S. heavyweight champions that we have right now, and we're trying to keep that expiration far out as we possibly can. I know we have Trevor Bryan, who just defeated Bermane Stiverne, but Deontay Wilder was one of the longest reigning American heavyweight champs in a long time. So of course we want to see him get back in that, with that belt around his waist. And it's more that's coming up. But right now, the creme de la creme is Deontay Wilder, and we want to see that happen. We want him to be victorious in this court proceeding and then come out here with some momentum and get his title back. I don't know if you all saw me talking to, I still haven't clipped the video, but I brought on Teofimo Lopez's dad, right? And one of my questions I wanted to ask him, because every time I talk to him, I'm not trying to bring up Devin Haney's name, all right? Because it's just not it's not like it's a phobia, but it's just I'm talking about boxing. So one of the questions that they was asking in the chat, that I brought up to people, was that if Teofimo Lopez defeated Devin Haney for the belt, what would Team Lopez do with it? What would be your next steps in boxing? Would you even give a damn to keep it? His reply to me was, we don't need that belt. What would that do for us? It's nothing. It's nothing. That belt means nothing. Because I straight up asked him, I said, would you keep it? Would you fight the mandatories? Would you come off of it? And he didn't even entertain none of that. He said, man, we don't need that belt. We have all the belts. We don't need a belt that's a step below what we already have. And to a lot of people, they're gonna still be mad and angry at it. But you have to pay attention and sometimes just take a deep breath and exhale. Because the franchise belt is superior to that of the world title. People may not like it, but that's the way it is. And neither does it require or demand you, the champion, to face a mandatory. That is FACT, It's gonna always upset a lot of people, but you're getting mad at the wrong people. You should get mad at Mauricio. Second of all, if Devin Haney is saying he don't need Teofimo Lopez to be great in boxing, he is absolutely right. He's right. That's the best thing I heard him say. Period. He's right. Stop depending on one person to believe that you're great. Be great within yourself. When you start to shine, people will recognize, oh, so-and-so, man, he doing something. Man, look how he moving. Look who you fight, man. God damn. They will never even think about this 135-pound division. But, it's always a but, right? But I'm not buying Teofimo Lopez getting the minimal payout from Top Rank potentially, right? And pretty much pushing this fight between him and Kambosos to a purse bid. So he comes up out of there, and all the media, including myself, is talking about the 3.9, the 6 million, whatever. But I'm just strictly talking about what Teo is getting, right? And Kambosos is getting a little less than Abney Yildirim. Abney Yildirim got 2.5, I believe, and Kambosos is getting 2.1, which is real good. That's solid greenery. Seriously, your pockets are very, very heavy, right? So I'm looking at this, right? The Devin Haney comes out and say he's getting 3 million. Now, anybody who know me, I really don't get in no money shit, because to each his own. You make the money, you make the money. But brothers, stop talking about clout chasing, because the number 3 is famous right now because Teofimo was able to get that 3.1 take home or whatever. So now Devin Haney feels that they have to come out and match it with him getting 3 million to fight Jorge Linares. I don't have a problem with that at all. It's just, once again, in reaction to what Teofimo Lopez is doing. It's in reaction. Because no other fight, we was hearing 3 anything. We didn't hear from Gamboa. All we hear is, I'm making this, I'm making that. So Teofimo, he goes in here and Triller wins the damn purse bid. he's coming up that they're very, very happy. Now Devin Haney's coming out talking about his 3. One thing you're not gonna ever hear from me about people making money. Make as much money as you possibly can in boxing. But my process of disagreement is this: is the fact that when it comes to the resumes, are you gonna really be about the dollar bill and let your resume be a peso in Mexico? You got to start equaling up your monetary value when it comes to your resume and what you're getting paid. See, people really don't give a fuck about saying, okay, Canelo making money, but look at his resume. You can say what you want, but that shit blends in together. It links up very well. You know what I'm saying? They stand shoulder to shoulder real nice. What he's getting paid and what his resume is like. But for this particular situation right here, I'm just looking like, why come out and say you making 3? It's not gonna, I don't think it's gonna bring the fight any closer, because their point of concern in the Lopez camp is the belt means nothing. They don't really feel that they don't feel at all that they have to face Haney to be greater in this lightweight division than where they already at. 79 boxing in the building. Salute. What's good? Depending on how they move and the results for both Spence Crawford. Okay, I read that. Salute to you there, 79 boxing. Appreciate you. But that's what we have to be concerned about when it comes down to. I just feel like it's a little bit of clout chasing right now. And when I always say this about the black fighters, my people, I look at it like, don't chase everything they're doing. Don't chase everything that they're doing. If T.O.'s the man and he's the man at lightweight, if he comes out at 3.9 and he's taking home this, it's good to negotiate your worth, but they're going to look at Jorge Linares. They're going to say, still, this is a fighter who's been stopped 5 times with 5 losses. Your pulse is going to be, a bit more comforting because you're getting paid more money. You know what I'm saying? Your pulse is going to be great. But then when it comes down to how can you get a step closer to facing Teofimo Lopez off your resume alone, it's still going to be a huge question mark there. But I congratulate both fighters to, negotiating their worth. I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say, okay, I salute Teofimo Lopez for what he did, but I'm not going to salute, Devin Haney for what he did. At the end of the day, he still falls behind being reactive and then taking a fight with Jorge Linares, which I believe deep down in my heart does absolutely nothing for his resume. It absolutely does nothing for Devin Haney's resume. So the good thing about this, these two may fight sometime in boxing. Their names will be linked for a long time. But I'm going to tell you, I don't hear Lopez mentioning Haney's name like that. And I want Haney to stay doing what he's doing right now. Somehow he must have woke up and say, you know what, Pops, I don't need him to be great. And see, that's the language I want to hear. Stop tagging along off the Canelos and the T.O.s. Be your own person. Do what the fuck you want to do. Lead from the front. Find a way to lead from the front. You're not going to get to the front fighting the Gamboas and the Linares. You have to take some challenges. You have to shock us a little bit. Drop down to 130 and fight somebody if you're unsure about 140. Step up to 140 and fight somebody out the blue. Don't let everything that you be remembered for off one division. Because if you try to make this division a motherfucking Christmas tree, what happens when you move up to a whole nother division and you can't find anyone to like those those lights up for you. Your star won't shine at the top of that motherfucker. What happens? You're gonna continue to say, okay, I'm making the money. That goes for them and T.O. But right now, the ones that's doing what they're supposed to do, in my opinion, who's shocking, giving you that shock value, picked up by Triller, about to be a part of a heavy press tour with Triller coming down here to the A. You can almost guarantee that he's gonna be a part of that. And also his fight, he said he's gonna be the main card. That's a motherfucker that's taking charge of what he has going on in his career early. He ain't chasing nobody but his motherfucking self. And I'm gonna end it with this. He said, all these cats trying to be like Floyd Mayweather. I'm trying to be like me. So if that's not something for you to grab a hold of and say, all of them trying to be like Floyd, I told people plenty of times before, be yourself, be great. You can take and you can take certain things from Floyd Mayweather if you want to, certain learning areas of learning, course, however you want to put it, learning techniques or, certain boxing highlights in Floyd's career that you appreciate. You can do that. But make your own fucking money. It's going to take you to do some crazy shit to be on the level of a Floyd Mayweather and what he was able to do, period, with Pacquiao. Who is going to be your Pacquiao? Just put your name, just remember that. Who's going to be your Pacquiao? Because Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao matched up well because both of their resumes was that way. So who's going to be your Pacquiao? Is it possible for two black fighters to make that amount of money? Or are they going to have to fight outside and fight a Mexican or European fighter to get those type of numbers? Either way it goes, y'all gonna have to figure it out. You feel me? Yeah, I don't get why everybody pocket watching Devin Haney. So what? Mikey Garcia got millions for Jesse Vargas. Yeah, man. I put it off like this there, Aaron. I'm not the one to sit up here and say he shouldn't, but I wouldn't even put 3 out there like I'm trying to match up T.O. Like T.O. has so much power. You giving him so much power right now, trying to be like T.O. T.O., they're up here being like themselves. They making moves, and he's standing firm. He's negotiating his fights. Man, he's going in here winning. He's about to step in here with a huge promo tour. You can't say he's a punk. He faced adversity in his fights. He faced adversity in the Nakatani and the Lomachenko fight. And guess what? Those was top 10. All 3 of those was top 10. So until Haney gets the top 10 opposition that he defeats, which would be good if he faced Lomachenko, but I'm not sure if that fight going to happen. But anyway, if he's able to negotiate with an opponent like Linares for that, okay, cool. Feed your family, man. Real talk. That's what it comes down to with me. But that's going to fly away when they start elevating divisions to 140, 47. No one's going to look at, okay, well, you made $3 million for Linares. The same with T.O. T.O. can go off the momentum of his titles and him fighting a mandatory. But see, the fucked up thing about what they did with Haney is you got capping ass Ryan Garcia who don't even want to step in there. He want to get his attorneys to say, nah, I ain't fighting him. I bet not ever hear anyone that I know that speaks that boxing, that credible boxing talk up here boosting Ryan Garcia up just because he's Hispanic, Latino, Mexican. I don't want to hear you boosting him up, giving him all that praise. You know what I'm saying? Giving him all that boxing love and shit. That's the biggest capper in boxing. Ryan Lion Garcia. These cats don't even want to face their mandatory, bro. So if you have a situation like that, make another move. Go. I mean, shit. What are you waiting on? If these motherfuckers don't want to fight you, make another move. I'm talking about outside the division, below the division, above the division. Make another move that people ain't expecting. If you in the gym all the time, drop down to 130 and get a title shot. Shit, listen, that's how you dare to be great, right? Seriously. They look how much they talked about Tank. Tank left the division where he lost his title for the scales. He came up here to 35 and people was like, oh, is he gonna make weight? Is he gonna make weight? Boom, he makes weight. What does Tank and Floyd, the mad scientists, come up with next? Well, hey, let's go ahead. Tank, let's get in that ass. Let's get in their ass. We're going back to 130. We're gonna fight Leo Santa Cruz, WBA. You good? Now when you gonna focus, I want you to come over here and I want you to stay focused. We're gonna get this money. We're gonna get this money there, Tank. All right, we're gonna get this money. That's what we're gonna. If we're gonna do anything else, we're gonna get this money. So he went down there, made weight. He didn't keep us waiting like he did down here in the ATL at 135. Came in a pound over. Yes, Tank. This is supposed to be your second home, but you had us waiting. And then caused a damn ruckus and a melee down this motherfucker. But Tank dropped down to a division that he had already was a world champion at, and he won the belt again. These are the purses these fighters should be making. Hey, like I said before, I'm not going to talk about the money. I'm just talking about the chasing. Like, I praise Teofimo for negotiating because he's taking the lead to not take the bare minimum as if he's desperate from Top Rank. And then he have Triller slides in like Zorro and wins the purse bid. And now Teofimo is going to get mad press play. He's getting more press play. If you don't think that this press play that Teofimo's getting is working for his brand and working for him as a fighter, you're sadly mistaken. People hearing him talk more and more and more, and not Devin Haney, is only going to widen that gap. You have to be user-friendly to this boxing media shit. That's going to help you moving forward, the people to come and pay you. We're going back in action with a live gate. What does that mean? PPV. What does that mean? Teofimo did over 4 million with Lomachenko on free TV. Imagine what his future fights are going to be on PPV. Now that he's been able to do the press tour, now that he's getting more exposure, now that he potentially may be moving up to 140 with a PPV fight, however that plays out. Aaron said, I like T.O., but not really a fan. But you can clearly see they're trying to be like T.O. Listen, I always tell people, be a fan of whoever you want. You know what I'm saying? But I'm one of those voices that you'll never hear me say my mind is over here. Like R. Kelly, my mind is telling me no, but my body. No, that's not me. I'm pretty much, my mind and my heart is going for this fighter right here. It's not, my mind is for the opponent, but my heart is over here with this guy that I really want. But my mind's saying that guy right there. No, both of those. Your mind and your heart has to be with your opponent. That's how you're supposed to support a fighter. Who's going to be there? De La Hoya first. Remember, Floyd did Dancing with the Stars and WrestleMania with the WWF. You're absolutely right, Mitch. And that's a good point. Who's going to be the De La Hoya? If we have the De La Hoyas even, going down right now, do we even have a De La Hoya? Canelo's not the De La Hoya. We can't put Canelo as the De La Hoya. You know what I'm saying? We can't do that. We can't put Canelo as the De La Hoya. We can't do that. I mean, different fighters, in my opinion, different boxers, different personas, all that shit. But I totally get what you're saying, man. I totally get what you're saying. And then this is another thing. You talking about Dancing with the Stars in WrestleMania. People don't understand, Floyd selling his brand, selling his name. He went over there and knocked out the Giant. Him and his crew, like you could tell they had no acting skills. But Floyd probably got paid crazy money from Vince McMahon. We know Vince McMahon, God damn it. His car ride low in the back probably cost a trunk full of money. The man got money. He went over there and knocked out the Big Show. You think that didn't get him exposure? Believe me when I tell you, it's only a matter of time for Teofimo Lopez to do the same thing. That's what's going to grow his brand. Going out there to events such as wrestling entertainment, going out here to different shows, that's going to show the people he has a personality, which he does. Some of these other boxers, they don't have that personality. They believe they too cool to go out and do something like that. You know how difficult it was for Floyd to go to the Dancing with the Stars and be able to allow someone to teach him something that he isn't good at? He had to be taught how to dance like that. No matter what he did in the ring, he had to be taught how to freaking dance like that. But yet he got mad exposure, man. People just need to put that shit away. Just put that away. Floyd had the entire package, in my opinion. He had the boxing skill set. He had the personality. He had the mouthpiece. He came up from the mud. Come on, man. He went through his controversy. Floyd Mayweather had fights that he was rocked. So you seen him fight out of damn adversity. You seen Floyd Mayweather, what he was cut from, the conditioning, the dedication, the hard work. You seen him take those damn punches from Sugar Shane and keep moving. You seen his flash knockdown with Zab Judah, even though they didn't call it. You seen him get that work from Chop Chop Carly, man. You seen him fight a rematch with Castillo. You seen him go in a tough fight with Emmanuel Augustus. What about Diego Corrales, though? I mean, if you're going to beat Floyd, if you want to emulate, you got to go in there in some tough fights. People want to see you go get it. People want to see you go get it, man. That's all we talking about. That's all we talking about, Mitch. We if they want to be like Floyd, you have to sit up here and you have to properly plan out something that's so amazing. So people say, "What? Is he doing that for real?" Seriously, that's what you have to do. You have to give some of these fighters rematches. If people thought they was tough, give them a rematch. Castillo, Maidana, give them a motherfucking rematch, dog. People talk about him not giving Manny Pacquiao a rematch, but they don't talk about how the fight was, how he made the fight look against Manny. Just let Floyd Mayweather live and y'all be all right. Y'all better pay attention to who's on the road already. That's what you should do. I feel WCS only said I'm not a fan because these fanboys. Well, look, I think in a certain setting there, Aaron, is when you want to say you cover boxing, you're a hardcore boxing fan, everybody's a fanboy. If you're going to use that cliche. I don't use it, to be honest with you. I don't use it. But the boxers I do support, I'd rather die for them. And there's no option. There's no hesitation. There's no apprehensiveness to sit up here and say, I'm not sure. I'm going for it. Just like I went for Teofimo Lopez against Vasil Lomachenko. Just like I went for Oscar Valdez against Miguel Berchelt. Just like I went for Deontay Wilder in that Luis King Kong Ortiz fight. I'm saying going as far as big bets when people thought in the 7th round he was done. I even went for Deontay Wilder in the fight with Fury the first time because I had confidence. It wasn't no, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. No, I'm all the way in. So some people, they're quick to say that's a fanboy type shit, but I don't care. If you're a hardcore boxing fan, you support your fighter. That's all I'm telling you. Support your motherfucking fighter. A fanboy is an individual, in my opinion, that he don't support hardly any other fighters but one. And that's all they talk about, whether it be male or female. Those are fanboys. Those are cockologists. Seriously. Those are the temporaries of the sport. Those you can safely say that those are fanboys because they don't support other fighters as heavy. Most of the fighters, you look at all their thumbnails, they supporting the same damn fighter. You can support a fighter heavy and still talk boxing. That's what I try to relate to the people. Let me read these comments and then I'm out. WWE is good promo. I work with some guys who don't know a damn thing about boxing, but they know who Fury is because they seen him in wrestling. That's real talk. All right. I mean, I have to give Fury that. He did go over there when he should have had his ass in the ring with Wilder. And he did defeat Braun Strowman and make some money. That's another thing. Fury is Fury. He has the persona and the personality for that. You know what I'm saying? It is good promo. Not comparing the fighters, but Comey was Teofimo's Diego Corrales. And Loma was his De La Hoya. I cannot put Comey. I cannot put Comey as that Diego Corrales, Mitch. Can't do it. Man, I can't do it, bro. I mean, Diego kept getting up, man. Shout out to Chico, man. Shout out to Chico. I mean, shout out to Chico. I don't want to change the subject or whatever, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, shout out to Chico, man. You feel me? I mean, you're talking to somebody that was about that bike life before I was even out of high school. So when I hear cats wrecking on motorcycles, I know, man. Like Chico dying. Some cats can ride a motorcycle, but they can't ride a motorcycle. It is a difference. Some dudes can ride a motorcycle, but they can't ride it. When I say they can't ride it, I'm saying when to speed and when not to speed. And when you are speeding, you are still in control of the speed that you choose to engage in. You have to know your limits. Some fighters, they roll back on the throttle. I mean, some riders will roll back on the throttle. They're not taking in consideration they're a boxer. Just like Jay Will. College dude who wasn't supposed to be on the bike. You know how to ride a bike, but you don't know how to ride in considering your career, your family, everything else. And this is this is strange for me to even be talking about because it kind of blends in with me too. My limits is not everybody else's limits. When I was riding and people saw me riding through curves, dragging and all that, they was like, damn, dude, can you teach me? I said, I can't teach you that because if you die, I'm going to feel some type of way about it. I knew how to ride within my limits at a high speed within my boundaries. But all along, sometimes I didn't have family in my thought process. I didn't hear nothing. I didn't see nothing. It was tunnel vision. It was me and the bike, the little humming noise. And all I was looking at from curb to curb, boom, 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 gone. I couldn't tell you what happened in between that. All I know is the biker boy shit that people laugh at all the time with Fishburne. That shit is real life. You do have tunnel vision. That shit is real life. It happens. Anyway, shout out to Chico, man. Shout out to Paul the Punisher Williams. Yeah, I'm just saying that, Mitch. I can't put Comey as a Chico though. Chico was a different type of fighter than Comey. Like I think he was in a much tougher fight, man. Floyd was just, oh my God. Floyd just stripped that man. Like whatever his best was that night, he was trying to give. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. Floyd was just on point. Asian Math in the building. Salute, man. But hey, we'll see what happened, man. We'll see what happened with all of this. Yeah, I'm about to go check the fights out, man. Y'all keep your eyes peeled, for the champ. Because like I said before, like I was just, I just did an interview with Trevor Bryan, cool cat. I'm not gonna diss Trevor, because I support Deontay Wilder solo. Like that's heavy. Because he's the man. You know what I'm saying? But I will respect him for him being a heavyweight champion who stepped in there with a former heavyweight champion, regardless of him being a Don King fighter or whatever. He's a good dude, man. I'm not gonna diss him on here and say he better not ever step in there with Wilder, but you know what? He didn't mention Wilder's name. I put the question out there. I'll say, who do you want to fight next? That's all I'm supposed to do as media. Who do you want to fight next? Because I wasn't there to make the interview about Deontay Wilder because then it would have changed courses quick. He said Tyson Fury, Anthony Johnson. I said, cool, go over there and knock them cats out. Cool. Because we need more belts over here in the US. Heavyweight belts. We need them. We need all of them. Period. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Promo press tour that's going on with this fight that's popping off. We have two huge freaking cards. I wouldn't say huge. One of them is huge, and one of them is good for the city, so to speak. That's coming down here in the next 30 days that I'm trying to be a part of, media wise. And shout out to Michael Williams Jr. He's due to step back in there next month. I mean, not next month, next week. Again for his third fight in a month. He's due to step in there with Alabama. His last opponent was, his last two opponents like fell out, and then the promotion picked up another opponent. So he went in there and did what he had to do with that guy. But he had slippery shoes on, or whatever the case was with his opponent. And it wasn't the most exciting fight. But he's turning back around and stepping in Alabama for another fight. And this would be for his 17th victory, professional victory. Right? So, shout out to Team Williams Jr., man. Keep on getting it done. Roy Jones Jr. It's going to be a heavy fight card over there in Alabama. Alabama, man, I'm telling you, Alabama is full-fledged. They full-time. They putting on these fight cards. ATL. They trying to get this boxing shit going. Florida's already been in the camp. Florida got shit popping anyway. Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. That's what I was saying, Dion. I'm about to let me see something for a second. Let me see if this is even on here. Is anybody even showing it? Nope. Y'all hold on for a second. I was up here looking at Padilla Vasquez. Padilla got that knockout. That's the first time Vasquez was knocked down. I mean, stop. Period. Damn. We'll wait for the next fight to come on. But yeah, Padilla, he looked good, man. He looked strong. Vasquez never quite regained his legs after being hurt the first time. He was just standing there with a high guard. But sometimes you have a high guard, you got to keep your feet moving, try to get that rhythm back. You just can't stand there like you're a mannequin unless somebody who's throwing punches from all angles, like Padilla, and they're throwing some hard shots, man. You're not gonna make it out the round. Shit. Granted, he tried there, Dion. He tried. He tried there, bro. Seriously. He tried to stay in there, but no way. Couldn't get it done, bro. Hold on for a second. Let me see. But shout out to Dion, man, running for a seat. You know what I'm saying? That's not easy stuff. Everybody don't want to be in that type of leadership position, bro. But I salute you for that, man, because that means, you're trying to be a leader in life. We have to respect that. You know what I'm saying? And then that's not going to be your only time that you even accept it, that you even attempt to excel in a position like that. So I don't think I even told you last time. I was like, I think I said what I put on your Facebook. It said, continue to lead or set the example. Continue to set the example. Or continue to be the example. So, man, shout out to you, man. Going to being that leader in life, man, for your family, kids, and your community. That's what it is. That's what it is, shawty. Everybody want to, step up and be that leader in that leader position. I know a lot of y'all sitting out there right now. Y'all sitting out there saying, thank you, Biden, for approving this third strand of stimulus. We appreciate you, Biden. We appreciate you. Hey, that was one of my primary focus, is just, changing up the office. Once the office was changed up, I'm glad some of you are able to get the relief. Knockout Boxing 86 TV in the building. Salute to you, bro. Y'all be sure to check him out. Subscribe to his channel. Solid Cat right there. Solid Cat, man. Go check out his channel, man. Subscribe, to the solid brothers around here. But when it comes to politics, you're gonna have the situation that go down like that, where people are gonna have their behind the scenes, like why they don't like this person or that person. But anything was better than what we had in there the last 4 years. We have to just put that what it is. Seriously, we have to call it for what it is. So y'all enjoy y'all stimulus check, and I'm gonna be honest. It's no fights up here yet that I want to bet on. So make sure you save it up, because I definitely want to make some bets on some fights. I ain't gonna mention no names of who I collected on already. Don't let me pull out the receipts. I've collected. I'm good. I'm good, boy. Head. Hey, it might have been a pandemic. The goddamn that TO fight. That shit was lovely. That shit was lovely. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. That Oscar Valdez fight, Miguel Berchelt. Oh, that shit was lovely. That shit was lovely, bro. For real. So keep your stimulus check, man. Save that shit up. Don't go out here reckless spending. So we can get that money and bet. That's what we want to do. Period. And while I was on the heavyweights, right? You know that the only person that I hear that keeps on mentioning, Fury and Joshua is, Top Rank or UK media. Joshua, I'm pretty sure a lot of the shakers and movers over there are trying their best to keep this fight alive. You know what I'm saying? They're trying their best to keep this shit alive. And as much as I love talking about combat sports in general, boxing, MMA, and all that, I'm not really pushing for this fight with Joshua and Fury. Seriously, I would want this fight, to be in the U.S. I truly would. Anybody who's over here in the U.S. and rock heavy for everything against this fight going down for Undisputed in the U.S., man, you're just biased, man. It's something about you. You might have a little prejudice in your heart for one person. But I'm gonna put it to you out there like this. I hate the saying, you're gonna appreciate or you're gonna yearn for someone when they're gone. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna show them all the love when they're gone. We don't want to hear that shit. Yeah, I mean, you can do it right now. You can do it right now. And we have a short line of fighters that's in the heavyweight division that's going to be there to step up to be the next Deontay Wilder. It's a short list. We might in the next, let me see about next 4 or 5 years, we're really going to see what these young rising contenders are going to do in the U.S. in the heavyweight division. The primary name that's out there right now is Jared Anderson. He has big shoes to fill. I know he really don't want to be compared to this, but you're going to be compared because you're a U.S. heavyweight. So therefore, you're going to be compared to who was doing it the last 5 years. You're going to be compared to Deontay Wilder. You're going to absolutely be compared. So what I'm doing, I'm hoping that you're that dude and you go ahead and represent the U.S. and potentially able to have a big fight and pick up a title. But a lot of people found out by looking at the Dominic Breazeale and Otto Wallin fight that it wasn't that easy because Deontay crushed Dominic in the first part of the first frame. But then you look at Otto Wallin and he dances with Dominic Breazeale. Otto Wallin was slow dancing like you find that girl, it's the last call for alcohol, and there's one chick that's sitting over there, you're like, oh, fuck it, let me go over there. That's how that dance look. Otto Wallin said, hey, you want to dance that Dominic? All right, cool. You okay? You need a DD? I call you up Uber. I mean, Dominic looks sloppy. But you know what? Otto Wallin did the exact same thing the entire fight, and he went out there and did and got the victory. It's not as easy as it look, huh? It's not as easy as it look, man. I'm looking for some of these fighters to make it look easy, like the champ did. I want them to make it easy. Of the top name, I want somebody to go ahead and make it easy against Luis Ortiz. I want them to go make it look easy against Tyson Fury. I'm talking about easy when it comes down to them getting that victory. That's all. That's all we need to talk about. I'm not even going to talk about Billy Joe Saunders, or will I reciprocate the names that everybody has given him? I don't like the dude. It's not that many boxers out there that I'll say that I don't like, because it's really not about, I like him, I want to be his friend. No, them days, no, that shit wouldn't happen if I was in my 20s right now. I just never was that guy. But Billy Joe Saunders, I hope Canelo go in there and handle this dude quickly, concisely, and move on to the next. If it's Caleb Plant, then let's get it. Hey Dion, is the next fight on? I'm in a different room. Is the next fight on yet? Yeah. Brian Norman is a dog, man. Sir Ken in the building. What's good? World Combat Sports salute. Salute to the wrenches and salute to the chat. Smash the like button. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you always looking out there, Sir Ken. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you. Okay, they're ring walking right now. Okay. That's what's good. Let me see. Oh, matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do, Shawty. People. I'm relocating to the media room. You know I'm gonna be up in Alabama next week, that deal. Me and the whole crew. We heading back up there. Forward, march, right and left. Who ready? Who ready to get back to the live gates where they have a solid ring walk? Like they take down the barriers and have a real ring walk. I mean, come on, these ring walks suck. Lamar Roach in the building. Salute to you. What's good? Looking at these fights. Showtime in the building. Steven Ortiz is on deck. Let me go back. Go check out my boy Brian again, the assassin. Look how calm and collected Brian is. That's a killer, bro. Norman is one of the most underrated boxers out here this motherfucking game fighting on this level, dog. I'm telling you. Look how he moved. Look how he moved close distance on him, man. Letting his hands go. He don't have to get in rhythm and then stop to throw a punch. Dude got some legitimate power, man. And he never even break expression. You know what I'm saying? Dude is a maniac, bro. Y'all better keep your eyes. If they was open, you might want to get some toothpicks and put between them joints. Keep your eye on Brian Norman Jr. You know what I'm saying? He's legit. And he got the chin. Believe that. All Out Night Spots trash. Oh, I was just letting you know we are going to be in the building, man. We are going to be over there, you know. Andrew said, watching the Norman Jr. highlights from earlier, the young man looks strong and sharp. He the truth, man. Brian Norman Jr., the assassin of truth. His pops, man. He got, you know, there was a situation tonight. that they pretty much disallowed him to be on TV because of all the commotion and the headlines and notoriety that he received by sparring Tank. And Tank is a part of this right here too. Lula Bella, people they talk. Javante Tank Davis is a bigger name than Brian Norman, so of course they made a big thing about it. They pretty much reprimanded him, so to speak. They had him on the first fight when he should have been on the televised card right now. You know what I'm saying? He should have been on this televised card, but guess what? It's okay. It's okay. That just goes to show us the word got out, and a lot of people was talking about it, and certain individuals didn't like it. So that's just the way boxing goes, man. But yeah, he was supposed to have the fault on the televised card. Some shit went, where they had talked to managers, a whole bunch of verbal sparring going back and forth, and people wasn't pleased with his sparring. I'm like, Brian Norman stay down here in the A. Tank doesn't. Tank come down every now and then. So come on now. Like he came down here asking for work. he got Brian Norman. Wasn't that motherfucker was a damn championship fight right there, god damn it. Your motherfuckers turned off the clock in the first sparring session. And then they went like 20 rounds, bro. Come on, man. Why you gonna take that man TV time away? But that's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna digress from that because I communicate with some of those people over there too. So let me keep my shit, man. Ortiz and Hill on deck. Man, I'd be glad when the crowd come back. Usually they have the sound, the sound effects and all that shit, man. Who y'all going for in this one? Ortiz in the blue. Hill in the black and gold with the red trim. This is an 8-round fight. I like the jab. I like the jab of Ortiz, man. I like the jab of Ortiz. You see, Hill was trying to parry that jab already because it's getting through. He was trying to parry that shit and come back. Okay, I see you doubling up. 1-2 down low. Yeah, he should. You know what I'm saying? He should get some in the near future. He's about to be 20-0. Once they he had a fight over Mexico that was a no contest or something. They never put on his record as a win. Oh man, Ortiz digging to the body. I like how he was doubling up on that left hand. I like Jeremy Hill. Seeing him on a couple of showbox cards. Jeremy, he's in there with a solid fighter in Ortiz though. Two rangy fighters, man. Especially Jeremy Hill, man. Got some long ass arms, dog. Good defense. Okay. Round two on deck, people. Heel reflex is too slow for Ortiz. I see that early. Some people warm up different than others, man. It take them a while to get that shit cooking. You know, I'm gonna give a little bit of time because listen, just that no crowd noise, like they don't even have crowd noise for this fight. Like the AI crowd noise, nothing. Somebody worked the audio or something. Oh man, Ortiz just went for that knockout punch right there. Good job with Hill avoiding that shit. He put everything into that left hand. See what I could say about Hill already. He's the more composed fighter. It's an 8-round fight there in the second. See how he just counted that? Ortiz is sitting down on his punches right now, and he's exerting that energy. But if he'll stay and pick his punches correctly and don't be just a sitting target like he is right now, he'll be more effective. You know, move a little bit more. You got a solid jab, man. Move. Like you can't be a standing target in front of him. You try to go for the counter right, hook right there. I got you, but you need to move. You're standing right in front of Ortiz, man. See, Ortiz is really committed to the left hand counter, but he can be caught though. Ortiz can be caught, man. He's leaving himself wide open when he's committing to that left hand. I don't know if Hill has enough power to do any damage, but you can break a fighter down. Now he's boxing off the back foot. You know what I'm saying? But he's still keeping his jab active, which is great. Changing up the rhythm just a little bit. You know, first he was being aggressive. Now he wants to heal to use up some of that energy coming towards him. See, I told you look, Ortiz can be caught, y'all. Hill just missed him with that right hand, just clipped him on the nose. See, that was like a 4-punch combination, which it wasn't nothing he got out of it. He wasn't able to cash in on anything. He has to get closer, man. He got long arms. He has to get in a little bit closer, take a little bit more risk to touch Ortiz on this, because Ortiz can be touched, man. Touched to the point where I think he can get stopped. Based off the highlights, Brian Norman looked good. Man, I'm telling you, Brian Norman, man, he's a promising future world champion, for real. He's a promising future world champion, man. He don't brag. He just get right down to business. Like, I'm glad I was a part of that 2-day sparring session, which was legendary, man. It's just unfortunate that this, you know, some of these fighters who are at the top already, they will put out sparring of other fighters that they just dominating. But if they're not sure they're gonna dominate this and they may have a fight coming up, they come in there and act crazy. No recording, no stills, no nothing. We catch you with your phone out, you getting kicked out. But first of all, I can take my phone out. It's my motherfucking phone. And you ain't gonna do shit. It's sparring at the end of the day. If somebody was to take their phone out and record, you couldn't do nothing with their property. You come take my property, you stealing. I ain't gonna take too kindly to that shit. But I'm just saying, in general, that sparring session, it probably would, if that sparring session was to get out, it probably would do more damage than what was done tonight. But then again, it might have been more people saying, "Hey, who's this kid, Brian Norman? Who's this kid, Brian Norman? How old is he again? Hey, we want to talk to him for a second." More than a second. We gotta talk to this kid. You know what I'm saying? They'll be trying to, you know what I'm talking about? Ortiz on the ground already, wrestling and shit. But that sparring session would have got out, man. People would have changed a little bit. Like, I can't down one fighter for the other. But but hold on for a second. Yeah, he fought off card, man. He fought off TV. He was the first fight. They changed it up. Nope. Nope. It wasn't televised because of the sparring shit. Fifth round knockout. Yeah. Yeah, they on right now though. Oh yeah. They they're okay, but yeah. Yeah. They his pop's gonna try to get the fight and post it. His pop's gonna try to get the fight and post it the whole fight. Okay. Yeah. All right. Hey, let me hit you back though, Skip. Let me hit you back. All right. Yeah, they just showed Brandon Lee, man. I like Brandon Lee. I'm looking forward to this fight, man. Brandon Lee, I'm looking forward to this fight. It's gonna be a good one. But yeah, knockout, man. Brian Norman is a promising, solid fighter. He ain't out here. He don't drink or smoke. He ain't in the clubs, man. And he's strong as shit. His dad is from his DNA. His dad was a professional fighter. So they out there doing it the right way, man. Father and son tandem out here training this boxing game. And like I said, the sparring session, his first sparring session with Tank was at 16 years old. And they tried to say Tank was, out of shape. And then he came back around. Um, Norman's 20, 21 right now. I think 20. And it was a legendary sparring match. But of course, it was against a person that Tank probably thought he wasn't going to get off on like that. He didn't want anything to get out to the media to ruin his upcoming fight. So we couldn't record it. But my two eyes, that's all I needed. Shit, my two eyes, that motherfucker was legendary sparring session. We're talking about Monday. They took Tuesday off and they came back in Wednesday and won like 20 rounds, man. It was a lot of motherfucking punishment that was taken in that. For real. I refer no crowd noise to artificial crowd noise. Or we're talking about its effect on the fighters. I refer the natural setting of crowd noise, man, from having fans on deck because everybody's gonna ooh and ah when you see a fight in person. We know that. So I just like the natural reaction because having somebody back there pushing a button, they may not even be a boxing fan. Listen, it's some of these people that work on these damn promotions. They're not boxing fans. They just have a job, dog. I've been there. I've seen this shit. Some of these people don't really pay attention to the fight. They just working the camera. And then once the fight is over, they gone. They're not standing there trying to get a picture with the fighter. They're just doing their job. We in the fourth round, man. I think Hill, can change this momentum. Like I said earlier, Ortiz was sitting down on a lot of his shots, leaving himself open. He's even biting on the feints now, dropping his lead hand. Hill is feinting him and he's dropping his lead hand. That can definitely set him up for that right. Oh man, he'll just left miss with that right. See? And then look, Ortiz came back with the same thing. These guys are really digging to and headhunting. Just go to the body, man. It'll set up the head. Good hard shot by Hill. Hill needs to find Emmanuel Augustus Berg when he gets back to New Orleans. Man, they need some head movement. I would tell, look, I would tell these fighters, man, learn how to motherfucking dance. Go take a dance class up. If it's anything I'll say for Lomachenko, his dad said he put him in dance class, right? That's it. Go take up a dance class and get some rhythm. We head into the 5th round of an 8-round fight. Who you talking about exactly? You talking about Brian haven't fought nobody? Just clarify yourself a little bit. And like, if you look on here, the ever or whatever, because you ain't the best. If you look on here, not too many people talk with emojis, bro. All you gotta do is just type, press send, and you good. All the laughing emojis that don't do anything over here, man. We grown people. Who hasn't fought nobody? You talking about Brian Norman? Let me just give you a slight cliff note on how boxing is always going to be. Right? Boxing is always going to be, as long as they are taking cats off the couch and providing them with an O&O entry into the sport of boxing to earn a professional license. And the only thing they have to do is pass an eye test and whatever drug test they give him, as far as if you got HIV or not or whatever, right? You will continue to have a sport where you're going to have the separation between the good and the great. Everyone else is this from below the middle point on down. It's always going to be a lot of them, because it's people that's in there that's able to make a living. So as long as they're giving these cats license to fight on these regional cards, and some of them are doing well enough to keep their O and get a big fight, you're going to continue to see fighters build their resumes up. You know why? Because not everybody wants to sign to a promotion. Not everybody can sit up here and get the solid fights. Not every fighter want to be 2-13 because they're not signed with a promoter and just go in there and take a paycheck. It's always going to be a collective group of individuals that people are not familiar with off their popularity and get cats like you to say he ain't fought nobody. But it's not too many people around this, the region that's looking to get this work from Brian Norman. I'm talking about outside of Georgia region, all that shit. I mean, he's a solid dude. He's a solid dude, man. Like, how many fighters are we going to say didn't fight nobody? No one resume is perfect. Look at Joshua. Look at Fury. Look at Deontay Wilder. Everybody's going to have criticism. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's going to have criticism. Look at how many fights Canelo Alvarez fought in Mexico. Over 30 of his fights are Mexicans. Now he selectively choose to say, I don't want to fight no more Mexicans. Of course you don't. Almost half of your motherfucking fights was Mexicans. Make sure you criticize his career too. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to be like that with the greatest or the average fighters. You're going to have losses on the record, and you're going to have individuals like Terrence Crawford, 3 division, formerly undisputed 40. People are going to criticize his record. People are going to criticize, all these other cats' records that's going into the record book. They're going to criticize Paulie Malignaggi. They're going to criticize Zab Judah. Man, they're going to criticize Joe Calzaghe. You know what I'm saying? They're going to say, yeah, he did what he able to do, but, there's always going to be people looking at Roy Jones. That was a good combination Hill just landed, but it was too wide. He needed to tighten it up, man. Like, He's winging punches. Like he need to tighten that up. He said, "Damn, they wrestling shit. It's boxing sometimes, bro." What y'all think about that Benavidez, David Benavidez and Rashid Ellis? What y'all think about that fight? Does Ellis give him a solid, competitive fight? I think so. I think it's going to be a good fight. Seriously, I think it's going to be a solid fight, and y'all should be prepared for that. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to see Benavidez get back in there, bro. I'm looking forward to see Shakur Stevenson get back in there. You know what I'm saying? I want to see Yadinas Ugas get back in there. I want to see what's next for the Charlo brothers. Both of them get back in there. I want to see Manny Pacquiao retire. I really want to see Dillian White fight Deontay Wilder instead of Alexander Povetkin, because that means he can be freshly knocked out before he rematch Alexander Povetkin. You know what I'm saying? So, Alexander, if you're listening, you don't have to fight Dillian White next. If you want to fight with Deontay Wilder, I can talk to Dion, have him walk over to the gate, you know what I'm saying, and run and relay the message that, hey, let's make this fight. Don't have to worry about, the training camp situation, because the fight ain't gonna last that long. So go in there, goddamn, knock Dillian White ass out, and then say he can fight Alexander Povetkin in 2 weeks. No need to go back into a full camp. We're in the 6th round. This fight, I thought it would have turned just a little bit more technically sound. Now it's just holding, punch to get in, hold. Punch to get in, hold. Punch through the front, hold. I would have thought Hill would be able to break this guy down by now. Man, some crowd noise or something. This is boxing, though, man. You're gonna have fights like this for real. You see how Hill just feinted to the left, right? Twice. And he didn't throw no punches behind or anything. Oh, nice uppercut right there, though. I thought that was it. Nice uppercut by Hill. He just don't have that type of power. Left hand touched him up. But he bit off Ortiz's feints twice to the left. But still he didn't come in with nothing. He didn't make him pay with anything. I'm ready to see Brandon Lee for sure. I know Brandon gonna come in here and light it up. Oh, hard left hand by Ortiz. 10 seconds left. We might as well chalk this up. That's just this cat just wild. Look how wild they are. Oh, he's gonna go down from being touched in the cup. Come on, Brand. Oh man, come on, bro. He did hit him in the cup though, but goddamn, do you have on a cup? Do you have on a cup? We don't want to see that Aljamain Sterling in boxing now. I'm pretty sure everybody seeing Aljamain Sterling in the 4th round. He was on his knee trying to play the grounded opponent. And Peter Yan really didn't know what his corner was talking about. Ended up kneeing him. And he's going to play and act like he's blinking and shit. Look, everybody's saying, do you think if anything that you can change that's humanistically natural for us to do in certain moments, don't you think we should change the option to just tell a lie? Should we be forced if the thought happened, because God blessed us with selective amnesia. We're able to basically dispute something even when we dead ass wrong. We able to dispute something right off the rip. I would rather him bless us with mind reading or being able to be forced to tell the truth. That would be great. There's too many of us have selective amnesia, bro. We lie for fun. Do you think Charlo can beat Camelot? Dan Lamont said, "Do I think Charlo can beat Camelot or Benavidez?" Well, y'all be coming up with these names, shouty. He said, "Freaking Camelot." He said, "Camelot." Man, that's just funny to me, man. They be coming up with all these Billy Blow Sanders and all that. This is my take on Charlo fighting Canelo, man. It's gonna be a very tough fight for Charlo. Period. Who am I to say anything different? That's a fight where I say, Charlo, step up and take a risk, man. And I really want to see what you about, man. I want to see Maul Charlo go in there and have that same eyes, those piercing eyes that his brother had when he was in there with Tony Harrison. I want to see him lock it in, focus, and know that he has that motherfucking hunt in front of him. And it ain't finished until the kill is there. He gotta go in there and try to dismantle Canelo Alvarez in a different way. Like no one's been able to do it. I can't say it's a 50 fight. It's a 50-50 fight with Charlo Canelo. And I'm gonna be honest with you. No, I'll take that back. I think it's a 60-40 fight in favor of Canelo. I think it's a 60-40 fight. Real talk. I do. I think it's a 60-40 fight. But who Canelo has faced, the divisions, man, I give it a 60-40. But Benavidez, I kind of even that up to a 50-50 fight, in my opinion. Who would I like to see fight? First for Jamal Charlo moving up to 68, David Benavidez. Absolutely. David Benavidez can box, man. He's a different dude. His brother, freaking Jose Benavidez, went in there with a single limb that he was able to posture on. He still went in there and got knocked out in the 12th round, but he was fighting as much as he possibly can. It sounds like a good stay busy fight for Benavidez. Why not? Because what he's trying to do is this is another thing about being blackballed. This is reasonable doubt, though. This is reasonable doubt for him to lose his belt on the scales 3 pounds, and they pretty much ostracize him out of the super middleweight division into the light heavyweight division. He had to petition to return back to the super middleweight division with some type of agreement, a declaration that he was going to make the fucking weight. He had to straighten up. So of course he's going to get punished a little bit. He's going to have to fight this fighter and that fighter until he attempts to try to fight for his WBC title or some other titles that's there. But I know it fucked him up when Canelo fought for the WBC title and WBA title. I know it fucked him up. He said, "That's my motherfucking title. Nobody ever beat me for it." So for him to get a hold of that title, man, I'm fucked up. I don't like that. This is the last round, thank God. Ortiz doing a lot of holding now. Well, they're gonna do a lot of holding, man. Who do y'all have ahead in this fight? We're in the last frame, the 8th frame of the fight. Ortiz Hill. That's gonna be the fight. David Benavidez, Chidi Ellis. That's gonna be a good fight. That's gonna be a good fight, Shawty. Let me see, can I bring up? Let me see. Can I do this? Let me see. Can I bring up this thumbnail right quick? Let me see something. Nope. Cannot do it. I know y'all been hearing about that Juan Estrada and Roman Gonzalez. I know y'all been paying attention to the lighter weight classes now. I know y'all remember Chocolito. I think about that fight. That's gonna be fire. I definitely gotta check that out, man. What do y'all think about that fight right there? What do you think about that fight right there? Can Chocolito get it done? Juan Estrada is on like the back end of the pound for pound list. Can he get this shit done, bro? Is it possible? I'm hearing all this talk. Eddie Hearns is already in talks for Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant, and this tells me that shit. Eddie Hearns continue to fight, and Canelo's gonna continue to win. It don't matter what the fuck we watching. You know what I just found out that may potentially happen is Gabe Rosado, targeting Hummy McGill. That's gonna be a nice fight. Now that I like. It don't matter how many losses Rosado has. I like the fight. I do. I like the fight, man. I like that fight. Dean White, the brother of Alexander, Dean White, the brother of Dillian White, said that Alexander Povetkin will get knocked out by Dylan. We've heard this broken violin string before. We heard the flute play after someone smashed it. We heard the drum with the hole in it. You know what I'm saying? Which we've heard all of this from Dean before. He's actually a friend of mine on IG, but it's not going to happen. I can't say it's not going to happen, but if it does happen, it could have happened in the first fight. So you should have did it and stayed focused and got it done. But Juan Estrada versus Roman Gonzalez too, man. Can Chocolacolito, Chocolacolito, Chocolacolito pull off the upset? Chocolacolito. I'm going for Chocolacolito. I'm going for Roman Gonzalez. Sir. I'm going for Roman Gonzalez, people. Ortiz 5-2. Okay. I definitely know Hill didn't win this fight. But they in Connecticut, god damn it. They might have them Rolly judges up there. Anybody seen them Rolly judges? Rolly, Rolly, Rolly in a robbery. I say Rolly, a Rolly, a Rolly in a robbery. A Rolly in a robbery. I say Rolly. Man, if I woke up in the morning and had to look at a tattoo like that, come on, man. How much moonshine did you drink straight off the still? That is not an attractive tattoo to be considered manly at all. And then Ortiz looked like he hasn't quite went back for it to be finished.
Look like his kidneys laying on his chest. And what these kids be doing with their damn purse money? Just going out here to the local tattoo. Ah, tap me up. The fuck? Chocolatito better show up. Yeah, for sure. He needs to. He needs to, for real. Trick Noty, what's good? What's good, man? What's good? That cat you was talking to yesterday, Trick Noty, that had the title Bill Haney. You actually thought that was Bill Haney, that Trick? Just a question. I like that fight also. Dean White can go sniff paint. Man, y'all better leave them damn white brothers alone for real. My last name White, but I got the proper pronunciation WHITE, not that WHYTE. Who the fuck? If he give him the fight, man. Brian Norman versus Virgil Boots. Hey, Virgil got the title right now. He got that gold title. We're going for Virgil. Put Virgil Ortiz in there. We're going for Virgil. He has a fight coming up too. You know who he fighting? He have to worry about Maurice Hooker. Even though I said I think he'll stop Maurice Hooker in 6 rounds. Seriously, I think that's just my opinion. I think Virgil Ortiz stepping up with this big fight. He's gonna have some. He has something to prove, and he's gonna prove it, and he's gonna do what he gotta do. Seriously. Look at that Bellator contest. I like how they have the contest and have the fighters come out and pick their numbers. Look at that Caldwell, Darren Caldwell. I like them guys. Patricio Pitbull. Patricio Pitbull brothers, man. Them look, they got Patricio and Patricky, okay? Just to get it straight. Both of them motherfuckers are killers. But Caldwell was just choked out by AJ McKee with something that wasn't even an arm in choke. It was almost like a neck crank. It was weird. But he subbed him out so quick and proficient. Just like his pops taught him, man. This is it right here. Look at this choke. Look at that choke. AJ McKee a bad dude, man. I think it's gonna be a point in time where AJ McKee comes over to UFC. Real talk. The Pitbull brother, I think that's Patricio. Which one was it? Patricio? They just always put Pitbull up there, and there's two of them. So, also this is a featherweight. So, I think that may be Patricky. Okay, Hooker going to get KO'd. I got Hooker cutting on the showers in the 6th round. I got the showers on in the 6th round. What do you think about the Bellator tournament? I love it, man. I love it. I'm gonna watch every bit of this tournament because a lot of fighters I seen fight in other organizations. So that's what I like about this. Like, look at Bader Machida. Machida's past his prime. Bader used to be in the UFC. Both of these guys has. Loyola Machida used to be a UFC light heavyweight champ, and Ryan Bader, he was a contender, but he was a champ over here in Bellator. Phil Davis, he used to be in the UFC. I think he became a champion over here in Bellator. And Nemkov, man, Nemkov is a beast. This is gonna be a damn good fight. Anthony Rumble Johnson, he used to be in the UFC, man. Title contenders, submitted by DC twice, and left the sport. He's going there against Joel Romero, who's just released by the UFC over the Bellator. His last loss. Man, come on. It was time to go. I think that man received plenty of opportunities for a championship. Jordan White, I got to go for Jordan White. We got the same last name. We're going for Jordan White tonight, Shawty. Hold on for a second. Hey, Coach, what's good? Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I sure did. They, he got the job done in dominating, proficient fashion. Okay. Okay. I knew you was out there, so they was playing around with y'all. I knew they was about to get the National Guard on you. Wow. I saw it on BoxRec pending. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow, they still pending this late. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Wow. Damn, y'all. I'm just hold up. I'm just letting you know I'm live right now. So I'm just letting you know I'm live right now for the fights. No, we're good. I'm just letting you know I'm talking on the phone. I'm live right now. Mm-hmm.
That point on, they can't deny him no more. Because his last fight that was on Showtime, it ended in the head, but he didn't get to do what he needed to do and take the dude out or whatever. But they love him now, so he everything that we told him he was, and that Cameron told him he was. So we're trying to get him back in April, like we told you. And I'm gonna let you know something.
So Espinoza was pretty cool about the entire situation.
Espinoza is great. Espinoza is the one that made it happen. Espinoza is the one that made it happen in the first place. When they
All right. Okay.
They pulled him in off the TV slot or whatever before. Then they tried to pull him all the way off the card.
Oh damn.
Espinoza wasn't having that.
Man, why they trying to do damn assassin like that, boy? I bet you was hot down a motherfucker,
I
boy.
don't want to say too many names right now, especially if you got me on live. I don't want to say too many. I can tell you exactly.
Yeah, man, just keep it cool. We'll definitely talk though.
I can't say no names. I don't want to say no names right now.
But it's good they hearing a little bit behind the scene because I know if anybody know, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and they was just talking about Brian on this live chat too, man. They say he looks solid. You know what I'm saying? He looked good. I said, he don't drink or smoke. Dude is all about business. I told him you a professional fighter, so he get the DNA from it.
Hey, Scotty, Barry got to get his phone back 1 second. We got a call coming in. Hold on 1 second.
All right, cool. This is Brian Norman's dad, man. They just they had the fights actually, but he was just stopping through, giving me the true scoop on what happened. So they was gonna take him off the entire card because of whatever all the reasons that they potentially try to put on him. But he made it on the card and got another win. But yeah, you're gonna see a lot more support, man. I'm definitely gonna try to support the fighters up out of here, ATL, as much as I can. Not all the fighters won't support, and that's fine. I'm at a point right now. If you don't want to support, you don't want to steal, you don't want to frame, you don't want a picture that you can pin up and do what you want. Cool. But I love seeing a fighter, get ready for the moment. You're about to get ready for battle. And I understand that. Mello said we need to see more Norman. Of course, he's a quiet dude. I mean, he's been on Showbox before now. He's boxed on Showbox before. This seems like it's gonna be a good fight though. Hooker got to get KO. Going to get KO. I think so. What do you think about the Bellator tournament? I might tune in for that one. I'm telling everybody, there's a lot of fighters that was formerly in the UFC, and there's some fighters that's been in Bellator. But I'm telling you, they having more than one tournament, man. They having a light heavyweight tournament, they having a heavyweight tournament, and they having a freaking featherweight tournament. And that shit's gonna be fire. And also PFL is starting up their regular season. So hold on for a second. Yeah, I'm back.
My bad, boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I was saying, man, everything should be looking up right now, man. Just give me a minute, whatever. Like I said, if I get that fight, I'll send it to you. But I'm gonna get that fight.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. You know what round they had you stop recording? 4th?
3.
3?
He beat the crap out of him in 4, and then he went in and took him out in 5.
Oh, okay. For sure.
Yeah, and he's out in 3. There was the cut man. They gave us a cut man. I had him record, but so they stopped him in 3.
That's what's up, man. I was talking to the people at PBC, and they was talking about your son. Nobody had nothing bad to say about Brian, even with what went down today. They say he's a promising. He's
no. What went down wasn't necessarily personal towards him.
Okay.
I would have to explain that situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's not personal towards him at all. Cause he good people. We ain't got nobody got no beef with him personally.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's some politics. I would have to explain to you.
Okay.
I'll tell you later. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Pac,
it ain't got nothing to do. It ain't got nothing to do with him.
Pac-Man ATL Tay Jones said, "What's up to you there, big singing?"
What it do?
Hey, Pac. I told him I thought they was gonna have to get National Guard on TV.
If anybody I ain't answered yet or whatever yet, man, I ain't checked my message, man. I'm on my house at all, y'all. If anybody on that, because I seen a lot of messages come through. I ain't said nothing.
So he might be back on as early as April, huh?
Man, we pushing for it right now. That's gonna take a couple days for me to know what's up. But yeah, we pushing for it right now. The fact that the people that like them.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got a damn good chance of that. Damn good chance of that.
Ain't that in ATL or not in the same spot?
No. The April one is back up here.
Okay. All right.
It's on Showtime. And then if not, Pete, I don't know if you know my man who got the squad box or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I hollered at him. If not, I'm gonna try to get with him and see if we can get on one down there in Georgia.
Yeah, man, y'all got to show up down here in GA now.
Yeah, I know. So that's why I say if we don't get on this one, then that's what I'm gonna shoot for there. You know what I'm saying? The only problem gonna be with that is the opponent, because man, we caught hell.
Damn.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, went through so much trouble trying to make this fight happen, man.
Wow.
So much trouble.
Damn. The behind the scenes.
I was shooting the whole time. That's why you never, you like, I come and I say something, check my boy out. I wouldn't say nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, you were quiet. You were just hitting the like button. You know what I'm saying?
Because I was still out worried. I was worried he wasn't gonna fight.
Oh shit, man. I ain't know all that was going on.
Put that hype all out there and not go down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
What did his opponent have to say to him? Did his opponent have anything to say to him?
Nah, he was cool. His opponent is coming off with 2 wins from 2 undefeated fighters.
Correct. That's what we was talking about. 2 undefeated fighters, bro.
18-0. And if you look at his record, he done fought some people.
Yeah.
He got a damn good record. You know what I'm saying? As far as who he fought.
Mm-hmm.
He got a damn good win record as far as who he fought, who he beat, and even the ones he got a majority draw to, or majority loss to, whatever. And the draws. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you take a journeyman, they got 3 draws, that tell you something right there.
Mm-hmm.
That tell you everything you need to know. But B went down there and shut up. His first or second punch that he threw, he hurt. That they showed the on the highlight. If you keep watching the show, you'll see the minute 2. I'm sure they're gonna show it again at the end. His second punch, or I'm gonna say it was first or second punch that he threw hurt. True story, man.
It's always good.
He went there and did his thing, man. I'm real proud of him, man. He went in there, got the work done, and on to the next, man. Just looking for another step up.
When y'all rolling back through tomorrow, right?
Yeah, tomorrow morning. I probably ain't gonna sleep tonight because we gotta be be out of here like 4 to get to. We got to drive like what airport we at? Hartford, Connecticut, and we are in some other place called Norwich. We in, I can't remember.
Man, you don't know how close I was to pulling up there, man. I ain't gonna lie, I pull up like that, man. I say I see him sooner or later.
Hey, listen, bro. I checked the mileage from down there myself and thought about that because I was my flying. I actually missed my first flight. I was gonna drive, man. That thing said like 17, 18 hours, man. I wasn't coming up here, man.
I was gonna take a little flight up there. There ain't nothing on the flight though.
Yeah. I said, that's what I did. That's what I ended up doing because I missed my first flight.
Oh, okay.
In the time, but everything worked itself out. That was another worry I had. Everything worked itself out. It came in like it was supposed to come in, man.
Man, that's what's up. That's good.
That's the way, man. We had to keep digging for this behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, we had to keep digging to get this fight. And I ain't gonna lie to you. At every point, I was thinking to myself, something is trying to keep him from fighting. And I'm worried about him getting caught. I was worried about all of that earlier, not tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But before, I swear to God, it seemed like something was trying to keep him from fighting. Because everything that could go wrong went wrong. I'm telling you.
So you say medicals didn't come in? I mean,
everything that went wrong could go wrong.
God damn, Shawty.
Man, I'm talking outlandish, man. Listen to me, man. I'm gonna tell you. They sent him to the emergency room. His EKG, we had to find out from a specialist. His EKG is, because he worked out so much, he trained so much. These people think heart rate like 29.
Mm-hmm.
Like your heart rate is low and this and that, whatever. Your EKG is coming back all crazy. Like, are you sure you're okay? And so like, I feel fine. I'm great. And they're like, okay. So they did whatever they had to do, and they sent him home. They called him back about an hour later. Actually, speak to him. They said, listen, we need you to check yourself. We need to call 911 ASAP.
Oh man.
True story. We need you to call 911 ASAP. He's like, what? But I'm fine. He's like, no, you're not fine. You think you're fine. It works that way. Sometimes you're about to have a heart attack. This is what they told me.
Oh my God, dog.
Called me, had me work.
Oh shit.
Said, you're about to have a heart attack. This is a true story. Said, you're about to have a heart attack. Like, what? So he called me. He was like, Daddy, I went at home. So he was like, them people call me and they tell him I need to go check myself back to the hospital. And I was like, call 911. What they said, he said, they told me to call 911. I said, well, hang up the phone and call 911 because it's still my boy. So, that's first. You know what I'm saying? So I said, hang up the phone, call 911. He was like, but I'm fine. I said, well, get your sister, take you back up to the hospital. So he went to the hospital. He got somebody to take to the hospital. We went up there. He stayed up there for like 4 hours. It took a brother to come in there that knew what he was talking about to explain to them that a fighter's EKG, an athlete's period, an athlete's EKG is not the same as anybody else's. And that's how they let him go. Okay, cool. We thinking it's over with. So this is back February 24th. We thinking it's over with. Okay, fast forward. They said they faxed everything to the commission here and blah, blah, blah. So fast forward. Now we get up here. Well, I called last Friday or Thursday and I asked, I said, okay, make sure they got everything. We don't need nothing, everything good. They're like, okay, we don't have this. They said they don't have nothing. What you mean they don't have nothing? So I go to calling the doctor where we get all the medicals at. Man, they gave me all the hell in the world, telling me they can't do this, and the person that's there to sign that is not there, and they're going to try to do it in the morning. Friday come. I call them, they're not answering the phone till about 2. I go up there. They tell me, okay, yeah, we're going to get it done, we're going to get it done, we're going to get it done. Now, Friday at 4 o'clock. You understand? Now, fast forward to all of that, they never sent the medicals at all. They never sent them at all. Towards the end, at the very end, while I'm up here in Connecticut Monday, they tell me, we're not gonna send the medicals because he didn't go see a cardiologist. And we said they told y'all what happened. No, we don't trust that. I said, okay, well, just send me the physical then. They wouldn't even send his physical. They wouldn't send nothing. We had to get everything done all over. It was all by the grace of God that we got it done on a Monday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon out of state. Everything.
Man, that's unbelievable, bro.
Yeah, man, it was bad.
And
man.
that's a
Always get
fight
money.
that seems so simple too. That fight y'all going out there seems so simple.
Man, it wasn't, man. It wasn't.
Wow,
It
man.
wasn't. We got them. We got all his medicals done on Monday at 4 o'clock. I was not sure he was fighting until Monday at about 6:30. That's when I was sure he was fighting. True story.
Damn, no wonder y'all was quiet.
Yes, sir.
Damn. I did see one of your videos. You said it was go time. That's it. I got that out of you. Go time.
I mean, it was. We up here.
Yeah. I mean, I saw you post that.
Yeah, we up here. It's no time. You know what I'm saying? We up here, but I ain't really say much about it. I ain't telling nobody to tune in or nothing. I ain't telling nobody nothing. Even
Damn.
on BoxRec, if you look, you say you saw the BoxRec. If you
Mhm.
look at the position they had to fight, you see they
Pending.
had him number 3.
Well, I saw them pending.
Well, either way it goes, on the list, it was pending and it was the number 3. They put him, listen to me, the policy, they put him all the way all the way first. They put him all the way first. He fought an 8-round fight. Then there was a lesser fight. Next after him, there was a 6-round fight that they didn't even show the highlights on just now on Showtime. They tell you everything you need to know right there.
Hmm.
They put him first at 6:30. They did it on purpose. Like I said, it wasn't personal towards him though. There's some other stuff going on, but then the commissioner got mad at us about that physical, about that medical stuff. So we kind of made that more personal towards the commission. But I mean, that just is what it is. We got through it. It is what it is. So we straight now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's good, bro. Once again, congrats to the win, man. Another one. And look, and hopefully y'all get that 20. That no contest from Mexico.
I was just about to say, he already got one. I got the tape. You can go to my YouTube and see it. He was 13-0, and then he fought that dude and knocked him out clearly. They raised his hand. They did everything.
Yeah, you know how Mexico is though. Mexico, they take their time, man. Sometime with that box
No.
rec.
It's bigger than that, dog. The guy that he fought, he was 5-1. That was one of their guys. 5-1 ain't nothing, but he was 13-0. But that's one of their guys, and they was actually upset. The promoter wouldn't even talk to me. They was actually upset that he beat the guy.
Damn.
They were upset that he beat the guy. He beat him in the first round, knocked him out in the first round. Like I said, the video of that fight is on my YouTube. Brian 2120, Brian C, BRIAN C 2127. It's gonna say Brian Norman 13-0 KOs or whatever. That's that no contest fight.
Wow.
You go look at that fight. That's a clear fight. He beat him clear as day, and they called it a no contest, and they will not change it. We sent videos to BoxRec. We did everything we had to do. I don't know what's up with that.
That's unfortunate, man.
Yeah, it is what it is, though. It's all good.
Cause you do get those every now and then over there.
Man, it's all good. It's just, man, I told B, even with this stuff we just went through, it's just called paying your dues, man.
Yeah.
You gotta pay your dues in boxing sometimes. You know what I mean? I mean, he in a much better position than he could be in if he started the other way. So he's just paying the dues, man. Getting a little dirty, getting a little muddy, which I'm used to it. So it don't make me no difference. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get him through it, talk him through it. You know what I'm saying? And shit, we're gonna drive through it, man. It's all good. But like I said, I think what he just did tonight just made his path a whole lot easier to let him know that he is really the real deal. What he said, because every step up he did do, you know what I mean, that he did do what he was supposed to do.
Correct.
So every time he does, it's all right. So he actually going down to 140. If anybody want to know that. So
I know you didn't want to say that.
Y'all didn't talk about somebody else being 2 weight classes below and this and that. Don't even say the name. Everybody talking about somebody being 2 weight classes below or whatever. That won't no longer be an issue because they're about to fight at 140. Again, don't say the name. You get what I'm saying?
Damn.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Don't say the name, though. Let that ride.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna let that ride. We're gonna let that ride. So just let that be known they're in the exact same weight class. My son, he weighed in at 145 the other night. He had no problem making 145. He walks around at 155. And next fight he gonna fight probably gonna be about 142 or 3, and just ease it on down there to 140.
I hear that, man. Okay, we're coming back full circle with this. Either way, we want to see him in there. We know he's gonna handle business, man.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's gonna, we got a little wrecking ball. We got some shit to tell.
Yeah, the assassins do it different though.
Hey man, we got some shit to tell.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what's up, man. Hey man, I appreciate you for pulling up always, man. Y'all got some sparring this halfway out of town, this close to driving. Let me know. I'll definitely drive up and check it out, get some pics.
I talked to On the Ropes. I don't know. I can't remember his name. Man, he sent me the name and everything. You know what, Jaleel Hackett?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Up there in Washington. I was gonna try to go get some work with him.
Where he at now?
That's up in DC though.
Jeez, that's 16 right there, Shawty.
Yeah, right.
But I've been up there longer. I went up to Baltimore for Tank. That shit was 12.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get up that way. I had told the coach. I can't think his name. I hit him on Instagram or whatever. I just need my boy to get some better work. You know what I'm saying? He seemed like some good work. So
just let me know. I'll be there. I'll be there, man. I'll be there.
I'm gonna let you know.
I'm
after this, let him rest a little bit. If he don't fight in April, hopefully he do. So I'm really just not even gonna count on that right now. But if he do fight in April, I probably I got enough time to go up there. Yeah, I'm gonna let you know. What's up.
All right, for sure, man. Appreciate you pulling up as always. Congrats to the win, big dog. So we salute you out the ATL, man. Y'all keep on grinding.
Love too, man. I tagged you in my post. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, for sure. Always, man. Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right, man. No problem.
All right, I'm out.
Yeah.
I was just trying to give y'all a little bit of underlining situation. So he kind of cleared some things up. It wasn't like Steven Espinosa that kind of brought the heat. It was more so a lot of other things that collectively brought the storm together. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad they was able to get through the fight, get that win, and we go on to the next. Cause goddamn it, Tay Jones is in the building, and he has a fight coming up. Shit, the Golden Warrior will be back in full effect. So I could tell you a story about Tay Jones. You know, I ain't gonna tell you right now. I wait too close to the fight, man. You know what I'm saying? I put it close to the fight, you know. But Tay Jones gonna be back in the building down here in the ATL, man. These boxing cards are ringing the bells and getting it in, and it's gonna be busy the next couple of months. But that Thriller is gonna be in our largest stadium. That's what Triller's trying to do to the A. They trying to do something. Look, they trying to do something that Gervonta and Gamboa wasn't able to do. You know what I'm saying? They trying to go to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. They thinking they're gonna pack some people in. I'm telling them the promo down here in the A for Triller. You're gonna have people walking around here with a Triller t-shirt on, goddamn mitts, hats. I'm curious to know who all's showing up for this, because it's gonna be pretty solid. I'm gonna tell you, I really, one primary interview I want, if I even get close to, I really want to interview Jake Paul. The reason why I want to interview Jake Paul, because I just want to know how far do he believe he's going to be able to take this, being he's being trained by some professionals like J Love and shit like that. I want to know how far he believe he can take this. And all the people that's calling him out now, they want to fight him. They calling him out. They want to fight him. And definitely I want to talk to Ben Askren, one of the goofiest killers you will ever run into, because Ben Askren's never been knocked out with punches. I don't know how many times I was trying to get across to these people that he's been knocked out, but Ben Askren came over there 18-0. Okay, 18-0. He picked up a win with Robbie Lawler, and that was a bulldog choke. Then he ran in Jorge Masvidal. Boom, lost via knee, flying knee. Then he fought Damian Maia, aka the Backpack, 2-time Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion, subbed out because he wanted to play the ground game with him. He's never been knocked out, bro. Never been knocked out. But keep your eyes closed, man. The next one, out this ATL, man, we got Pac-Man
Tay Jones back in the building to put on the show. You know what I'm saying? We're waiting on that. We trying to see, what's the quantity of pyrotechnics that we gonna have to order. All the goddamn lasers and shit. We're gonna get a motherfucking levitating stage. We're gonna give them that UK treatment. Just like they have a levitating stage, pyrotechnics on each side going off, fireworks, laser shows, all that shit. Confetti everywhere. We're doing it big. We're doing it big. Might have a Atlanta Falcons cheerleaders, ring walk them down. Yeah, that's what we doing in the A. That's what we doing here in the ATL, shawty. That's what we do. We're about to get this boxing and MMA popping. I think we headed to the final. Is it the final yet? The final round? No, 6 or 8. Now, hold on for a minute. I was really hoping y'all tell me that Brandon Lee was on. But pick this out, man. I got to bounce. The main event is about to come on, but I got to take this phone call. Answer some questions. Appreciate everyone who pulled up. Salute. Keep on supporting the channel for sure. Like, share, and subscribe, people, and donate if you choose to the Cash App. And until next time, appreciate you.